All right. Reed Walsh, am I playing? Yes. Yes. And I'm hoping to see my name pop up in a second. VP. Okay. Just checking the sound. All right. Perfect. Yeah, I'm playing. Current score is 1-1 with Sharks and me. I will get a screen blocker here, but this way we can see the score. So at the top, I'll put me 1. Well, it's 1-1. I originally wasn't going to stream my run, but honestly, the tournament was taking a long time. And I thought people would get a little antsy, wondering where the hell we were at. So I thought maybe stream would just calm everybody down, ease their anxieties. So that's what we're doing. So it's a RTK match. It is the third game in my run. I'll take you over to the left screen for a second. So we're on the challenge page. We're down here. Sharks and I are scrapping it out. And the last game is going to be Skaven versus Vampire Coast, which can be a little tricky for the Coast, though I do have an idea. We don't need that. Alright. Anyway, things are going quite well. We have ODM Hanadins, RTK Campapero, RTK J Phoenix, and RTK Killing Smalls, ODM Chosen One, and Dark Phoenix, and then Bob Tresh is waiting for the winner of this game. And things are going okay. Back to the blocker. I am not memeing. I do want to win. However, I do think people will enjoy this build. I think. Do I need this? Yes. Yes, I do. Get rid of those. Oh, this is difficult. Okay. We'll get that. And that? No. No, screw that. I don't need that. Okay, you don't have the trait I want you to have. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Cap Morgan, Real Human Being, Reed Walsh, Adelmo, and Jeremy. That is quite the crowd today. Let's get... Use some of those. Nah, those are dumb. Those are dumb. We don't want dumb units here. 3, 4, 5. Damn it, I am indecisive right now. Okay, this isn't a meme. This is something I just wanted to try, but it is a little risky. 4, 5, and then I have no money whatsoever at all. How big is this map? Not very big. Got it. This is okay, probably, sort of. I can get rid of that for 77 gold. That's not going to get me very much. Yeah, we'll just do chevrons. Alright, then I'm ready. Hey, Bob Tresh. Bob, you are going to be very mad at this build, because I know you're not a believer in the meme arts. But LP is good. True. Sorry, Inticity's messaging me. The point is to get people to play. And while we wait for Sarks, this is for, I know people are slowly coming in. No, Reed Walsh, no Bloaty Boy just because I'm fighting Skaven, and it's most likely going to hit a Skaven slave if it isn't immediately shot. So, unfortunately, no, but I still think you'll get enjoyment out of what's about to happen. And yeah, for people just trickling in, Charks and I are in game 3 of our little part in this tournament, and then we'll be on to the quarterfinals, where if I win, you'll see my point of view, and if I lose, I will probably hop into the game with Charks and Bob Trush because I know they won't have started yet. I wanted to start at the semifinals and finals, but the tournament was taking a little bit long, and I thought I would just start the stream because people were getting antsy. It did start 2 hours ago. So, yeah, that's where we're at. And to distract you, I have something coming up. You all know I hate casting replay files on their own. So I made a bingo card that I will be going through the replay files, and I have to keep casting replays until I get bingo on this somehow. And, yeah. I don't know. I just thought that'd be fun. Because I can't, dude. I can't just cast, like, one replay without context. I don't really get it. There needs to be weight to it. There needs to be meaning. Even if that meaning is just a weird mini game I'm playing with myself. So, that'll be fun. I think that stream will come up Saturday. I think. For now, we are on Summer Song with RTK Charks, thinking about Game 3. And he's picking his army. Real human being hand cannons, please. Dude, I do love hand cannons, but there need to be flyers. There need to be flyers. It sounds like Anticity overslept today and missed the tournament of the 13. Poor guy. Poor guy indeed. We had 23 people play today, 30 sign-ups. That's pretty good. It's pretty good for my tournaments. My tournaments are usually around 10 or 12 people. So, it's a pretty big one. Tomorrow, I think Murphalurf has a tournament going. I believe. So if anybody missed this one and does want to get it on a tournament, it's posted up by Discord, I think. Yeah, he posted it by Discord. And there's no link in the description because I'm a bad person. But I can just go invite people, copy, and paste in the YouTube chat. Boom. Tiago. I spammed at everyone's, so much so that I think it annoyed some people. How could you forget? Man, Charks is scheming over there. Scheming and plotting. Because he was thinking about his build before I even got the stream up. I got the stream up during our pick and ban. Deadly Bunnies, you just have the hand cannon shoot the ground to fly, like TF2 Soldier. Dude, TF2 was fun. TF2 was a really good game. Alright, we're into game now. I'm going to take the blocker down, even though my build doesn't really work if they know where it's coming from. Alright. Anticity's just struggling with his sleep schedule. Poor guy. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've missed every single tournament in the last few days. Well, Zypher, you're here now. And if you're part of the audience, did you really miss it? This is the best part. I'm the best. I don't know any other way to be. Nice. Nice. So what we're going to try here, is Vampire Coast Rush against Skaven. And it's going to go great. We have Solostra on foot, because unless they bring Lord Skrulk, which I do, but everyone else thinks is bad in this matchup, if they bring Skrulk, they're just going to leave her and she's going to die and it's going to be bad. But if they don't, she is a terror-causing, double AoE debuff having lady friend. So in front we will have some zombies, not in front of the pistol bobs because I want them to shoot while we're running up, otherwise they are still just zombies to me. And that is good. We have some depth guard because they only have 45 models and hopefully poison wind won't affect them too much. We do have Mourngulls to be on some of the flanks. I still want them to hit the front line. But I want them to hit front line with my troops and not before my troops. So that'll be a little interesting. We have some dogs in the back just to harass and try to shut down some guns if we can. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. My pick 3 was Bretonia, Lizardmen, and Vampires, and I banned Dwarves, and then he picked Skaven and banned Bretonia. So I didn't really want to play lizards because I'm more comfortable with coast in general than lizards. And lizards is a bad matchup here either way, so I just didn't really want to deal with it. Okay, Gunnery White, don't have skirmish mode on. But otherwise you're fine. And then Vampire Caster, you're good. We do need control groups. Without that, we could be in a bit of trouble. Dogs, dogs, Morgul. Where are you? Morgul, Morgul. The depth boys, the shooter, and the rest I will just deal with. Ready, ready. Good luck. Have fun. Oh, Charx won't stream snipe, and if he does, then we're not friends. And that'd be bad, because I like Charx. He seems like a cool dude. Alright, so we have some wolf rats, and everything else is stealth. This is an Eshin build, which is not terrible for what I'm doing here. Because I don't see any poison wind, and that's kind of one of the big concerns with the depth guard. Fall back a little bit. I don't want to reveal that I have Morgul's just yet. Yeah, this isn't bad. Alright. We're going to summon the Damned Knights Errant just to get a little aggressive right away. Aha! So there are Jezzails. They're just the hidden ones. Alright, push through. You get up here. Everybody else keep pushing up a lot. Get up here. Dogs get on top of those gutter runner slingers. And find me Jezzails! Alright, push up. Push up, push up, push up, push up. We do need to pull back from that. Alright, that won't be too bad. If I could debuff Snitch and then cast Fog of the Damned on him, that'd be good. Otherwise we're doing okay. Wolf rats get in there. Oops, I have one unit of Morguls just chilling. But they have 30% missile resist, they should be okay. These pistol mobs are doing alright. Wow, he brought Snitch's Vortex, that's not ideal. Okay. We'll just use a summon to muck some things up. Is anybody standing around? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Dogs try to get through there and get onto the natty boobos. Otherwise, we'll be okay. Gunnery White's super dead. Whoops. That's not great. Alright, so just running in front of guns. It's not the worst thing in the world. Smorgle's having a tough time. Overall, it looks like this is not going well. Depth guard just turn and burn. Kill those fools! Shoot that way, please. They immediately tear her out, that's fine. And we'll keep pushing up. I use the dogs pretty poorly. But I don't think Morngulls are really the right play here, unfortunately. Their 30% missile resist just isn't enough for what's going on. I don't have to look for routing units because I'm undead. That's right. Can you shoot while you're running? You have fire while moving. Just fire while moving. Go. Alright, we'll group up with our Morngulls here. Yeah, we'll cast an AoE invocation. God damn it, double overcast. Ugh. You'll love to see it. Alright, in the end that whole thing ended up hurting me more than it helped me, so that's not great. Looking around the battle, we're probably pretty fucked. Take out the natty boobos quick. Snitch is low. But he has a lot of gun runners left to just shoot our depth guard to pieces, and that's not good. So we're gonna get kited for the rest of this match, most likely. Does that have a slow? It does, but we're not close enough. Yeah, he has too much ammo. I'm just gonna GG this and save us all some time. Death Guard did okay. They did okay, but they're too easily kited, which is unfortunate. Probably why they're never taken. But they did do what I wanted. They cut through the clan rat front line super easily. It didn't take very much damage. Gunnery White on foot is harder to shoot, but he's still super vulnerable. And I did misplay with him, but with Snitch and Assassin, he's probably just gonna die anyway. Slostray did okay. Vampire Caster did okay. Frontline just died horribly. Dogs I misplayed a bit, but there was a bunch of wolf rats. I just don't think the build was very good. I don't think it was very good at all. GG. That was worth a shot. I got stuck into a bad situation. Because traditional Coast just loses, so I tried something new. But Morngulls are pretty bad. They're pretty bad. A bit weird since you literally choose when you get bingo unless it's random. What do you mean unless it's random, Jeremy? Never play Coast, but Depth Guards seem awful. Yeah, they're pretty bad. I was just trying to use their low model count. Alright. So with that, now we move on to the part I'm actually supposed to be doing. Left screen. Boom. So we'll follow Sharks and Bob Tresh. If I can find their game. I will message them. Sharks is more likely to answer his DMs. Can I stream you and Bob? Alright. Anyway. Are we still on the last screen? Yeah, we are. Kemba Pero has already advanced to the semifinals. Jay Phoenix and Killing Smalls are fighting right now to see who goes and deals with him. Chosen One and Dark Phoenix are fighting in the quarterfinals as well to fight the winner of Charix and Bob Tresh. RTK versus RTK. Password is something. Great. Great. So we will have the scorecard. I will get a blocker up. Boom. I'll change the names, and then I'll look back at the chat. So now Sharks is on this side. And my cursor went away. Stop doing that. Bad cursor. Sharks. Sharks, the brass bowl. And the other side we have Bob Tresh. Also at 0. A. And we'll do this until the other semifinal is ready, or until this game finishes. Prostegma. Hey Hammond, good to see you. Double Big Crab, a Slostron Crab. It can be a little weak to Gisele's, but that is one way of trying to play it. That is one way. Morgulls just take way too much damage from literally anything. Yeah. Jeremy, I never watch the replays before I cast them, so I have no idea what I'm getting into. Yeah, alright. You're behind in the chat because of the stream delay, but I'm reading your thing right now. It's not your bad, Jeremy. Most streamers look before they get into them, but I already hate casting replays, so I'm definitely not watching them twice. I'm getting as much enjoyment as I can out of it. By that, I'm going in blind. I have no idea what I'm getting into. Do we have pick and bans yet? I think Bob's trolling me with BRB dinner, because he likes to play the dinner card. But no, to give context for everybody else, since we have 19 people here, soon I'm going to be casting a replay stream for my community, but I get really bored, so I need something to entertain me. I made a bingo card, and I'm going to go through replays I've never seen before. And if I get bingo, I can stop casting them. Otherwise, I have to keep going. And yes, you did say some of them are specific, but that's because I didn't want this to be easy. So if I see a Quotal in a game, I can put a mark there. If I see Kolek, I can put a mark there. A Dreadsorian, Warp Fire Throwers, Bretonia wins without Fae. all these things. So I'm trying to make things that are unlikely, but not impossible. The Green Knight, yeah. A Dread Saurian is actually really common, because if people send you a replay, there's probably going to be something silly about it. And Lizardmen are super popular right now, so I wouldn't, yeah. I actually think a Dread Saurian is maybe the most likely thing on this. Anyway, that'll be probably tomorrow. I know Murphalurf has a stream, and I don't want to interrupt that, so I'll watch when his tournament's going to take off and do it either before or after that. In the background, we have Charix going Lizardmen, banning Dark Elves and Skaven, and Bob Tresh is going Tomb Kings. Now, for those of you who don't know these players, Charix's picture is literally a skink skirmisher, and Bob Tresh's is Nikai in a trash can. These are both Lizardmen mains, so they both know Lizardmen very well, but they also know the counters to Lizardmen very well. So this next game, watch what Bob Tresh takes, because that's apparently what a Lizardman hates to see out of Tomb Kings. Little blurb for you there. Real human being, I can't bring 3 rotting leviathans, can I? No. You can bring 2. Arab Traveler, when the next match starts, whenever these 2 players ready up, which hopefully will be soon, since Charix is on his main. And behind the screen blocker, he has a full build that hasn't changed in a bit, so it looks like he's probably ready. Probably. Map is Schwarzhofen. Medium-sized map, pretty open. Not a lot of trees or hills to mess around with rule things. Biblington, this is going to be a cool game. Hey, man. You're a cool game. Got him. Biblington saw Dark Phoenix, ended up winning out. He's a pretty good player. But 2-1 again. You faced Ulrich Rahl into Dark Phoenix. Those are 2 not easy opponents at all. You had a tough run. A little bit of a WWE introduction to the fight there. All right. Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. Geese Howard, how's it going, buddy? I haven't seen you outside of Rubber Duck of War streams. This is new. Citalida Gregora. Hello. Howdy. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, Charix is changing a few things. And this is a weird build I'm looking at behind the blocker. But I can see why it exists, and I can't talk about it yet. But I've heard rumors of a certain unit being used here, and now I see a lot of it. Hello. Chat's just got a bunch of hellos, spam. How do you see your PvP skills? Oh. Before I started casting, I was probably... When I say A tier, I don't mean the top. I mean S tier is the top with like Felcon and Evenstar and that kind of shit. When I was on top of my game, I was probably an A- tier player. And right now I've been focusing more on casting than practicing, so I'd say B. I'd say I'm a B tier player. It's hard to tell though, because it's really matchup dependent. Like certain matchups I feel comfortable in, I would say I'm A tier, and there's a lot of factions that I dip all the way down to like D tier. Like I played Dark Elves the other day against Dwarves, and that was a C tier performance on Rubber Duck of War's stream. It was just like, I made so many mistakes. I threw Hargoneth Executioners against Thoric, and I thought he was a big armored target they could surround and beat up, but they just didn't do any damage to him, so I wasted like over 1,000 gold unit. But when I'm playing Skaven, when I played Skaven, I'd usually say I'm B tier. Biblington, High Elves versus Beastmen, your last game versus Dark Phoenix didn't work as well as you had hoped. Real human being, you're S tier and I'm D tier? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Alright. And we can get rid of... Whoops, that's the nameplates. We like the nameplates. Put him back. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. We're into the first game of Bob Tresh versus Charix. And Charix has, now that we're into the game, 4 Feral Cold Ones if he didn't change his build in literally the last second. And I've heard Feral Cold Ones are really good recently against mostly the Tuskor chariots, the bugged ones, because they have armor piercing. There they are. They have armor piercing values that are pretty good. There's a lot of them, so they can surround things. They're only 450 gold, so if they take half their health and damage, it's not as bad as like Cold One Spear Riders or something. So 4 Feral Cold Ones, because recently the Tomb Kings have been taking a bunch of chariots. Hey, Bob Tresh has 3 chariots. I didn't even know that, but every Tomb Kings player and their grandmother has been taking them, so I'm guessing they're here. So these Feral Cold Ones will hunt down and murder those chariots if they can get on top of them. 2 Chameleon Skinks, 3 Saurus Warriors. I thought I saw 3 Red-Crested Skinks. Yep, and one of them is the cohort of Sotek, the ROR. And that's pretty standard. Now, some things he was toying around with in the background. He had thought about getting a Saurus Scarvet, but it turns out he didn't go with that. He has Oxyotl, very good choice recently, and a Skink Priest of Beasts with Manticore and Flock of Doom, and 2 Chameleon Stalkers on the side. And this build looks perfectly legal and fine. Now for Bob Tresh, another Lizardman main, apparently does not like to see whatever this build is. We have 3 Carrion in the sky. That's a lot of Carrion. We have 2 Shopty Greatbow, neither of which is the ROR. We have Arkin the Black on his horse. We have Skeleton Warriors and Skeleton Spearmen across the front line. No Tomb Guard mixed in. In the back, are those Nehekara Horsemen? 2 Nehekara Horsemen, 3 Nehekara Horsemen, and 3 Skeleton Chariots. So it looks like the Tomb Kings are just going to try to win the mobile game and shoot with their great bows. But they're sacrificing a lot of the front line to do so. I imagine the Carrion counter Pterodons quite well. We saw Dr. Jellyfish recently using Ripperdactyls, and they eat Carrion alive, but there are no Ripperdactyls or Pterodons here, so I wonder what Bob's going to do with these Carrion with all their obvious targets taken away. Thanks, Arab Traveler. Yep, I'll fight against top players even without my skills perfected because I'm okay with losing. It's like that movie Mystery Men. I'm invisible as long as you can't look at me. True. True, true, true. I think Lizardmen can have trouble with Tomb Kings because of the anti-large units. Yeah, I'm not a Lizardman main, but I actually don't mind this matchup. I personally take Krokgar on Grimlock with Hand of the Gods. Hand of the Gods is super good against any Tomb King's Lord, honestly. And then, now with a Skink Oracle, you could even take that with some healing as the second dinosaur, but I usually took a second dinosaur. And then a bunch of Saurus and the Umbral Tide, that's it. The Salamander ROR. I like them a lot versus Tomb Kings, so. I never minded this matchup as much, but metas change apparently, and I haven't played it in a while. Lizardmen are taking a little bit of damage on the offensive here. Feral Cold Ones are actually getting focused down a bit by Bob Tresh. He knows he needs to keep his chariots away from those things, and he wants to kill them as quickly as possible. Their leadership is pretty shit, so if he can bog them down and shoot them, or rampage them like this, straight into Skeleton Warriors and Skeleton Spears, that is ideal. Keep them away from his chariots. So we have 2 Feral Cold Ones rampaging straight into their death. The chariots are going to start to run over the Red-Crested Skinks, doing amazing damage. This is why you gotta take them out, and this is why all the Tomb Kings players are taking them. I do believe those Feral Cold Ones will be killed. Some over here fighting in the trees against Nehekara Horsemen. The chariots are kind of interspersed throughout, so they're not getting focused as easily. Still not a terrible trade for the Lizardmen if the Chameleon Stalkers can really help out, but they're not throwing any of their grenades, so that's a little unfortunate there. Tomb Kings so far winning the frontline fight, mostly due to all the cav support. But some Cold One, more Feral Cold Ones. I thought I saw one Cold One Rider in his build. There they are. They're way in the back. They do need to get up here and get involved. Some Feral Cold Ones might get into the back here, but I don't know if they're going to do a ton of work. And a Feral Manticore is trying to get on top of Ushapti Greatbow. That Skink Priest of Beasts is a little overextended. It looks like Arkin is going to start cycle charging him, but Oxyotl will poke Arkin for every moment he's up there, and he will do a lot of damage. Bob Tresh has largely secured his right flank. The left flank is a little hairy. I thought there was a Feral Cold One over here. There is, but it's fighting 2v1. But you can see kind of what I'm talking about here. It's doing good damage to Skeleton Chariots, even though it's a 450 gold unit versus 800 and 650. So it's outmatched in value here by like 3 to 1, and it's still doing okay. Ark in the Black is going to finish off the Skink Priest with a little Spirit Leech. That should do enough damage to bring him down below. Yep, he is going to break. He casts one Flock of Doom on his way out, but the Tomb Kings don't care about their chaffs. They don't really care about that Flock of Doom. We can see on the balance of power, the Tomb Kings are off to an early lead. Bob Tresh has had excellent micro of his cav. He's never overextending. He always pulls him right back to defend his backline where he needs it. And his front line is actually largely intact, considering the Tomb King's game plan of throwing all your skeletons to the wind and letting them die. A second unit of Chameleon Stalkers, it looks like they're just trying to get involved, but these guys really aren't throwing their grenades too much, and I would like to see them use that. There they get a good toss in, doing some damage to the Ushabti Greatbow and Skeleton Chariots, but they are going to get run over very quickly. How do Lizardmen get back in this game? I don't know if they can. They're running out of tools. Saurus will do well for a while, but they can get kited pretty easily. And oh, an Overcasted Flock of Doom just hurts the Skink Priest so much that he is going to break, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's shattered, especially with Ushabti firing down on him. Chameleon Skinks have a decent amount of ammo, but they're not hard carries, and I think the Tomb Kings just have too much left here. They will have an Ushabti summon going away, and that'll help the balance of power a little bit, but I think the state of the game is worse than the balance of power indicates, and the balance of power already indicates the Tomb Kings are ahead. A rear charge will get those Feral Cold Ones out of the back line. You can see Bob Tresh still has both Ushabti Greatbow fully online. He has all of his Chariots and Nehekar Horsemen running around. His assets are just in really, really good shape. Ark in the Black is low. He should run really far away from Oxyotl. Just get out of here. Get away from that guy, stop taking poke damage, and let your army carry the game for you. Golden Riders are getting in here, and they are doing excellent work against the Nehekar Horsemen, and Bob Tresh immediately is going to pull his Chariots out of there so they don't take that damage as well. And I imagine the Ushabti Greatbow will start firing in onto them if they can see, though sometimes these guys get weird obstructions of vision, so we'll see if they actually fire in on the right targets. It looks like they friendly fire their Chariots a little bit there, which is not ideal. Arkin needs to get out of here. I don't know why Bob Tresh is being so insistent on keeping him in this area. He could theoretically pull him back to like here. He has the ranged advantage, the mobile advantage, so if anything tries to come for him at all, he can just run Chariots or Nehekar Horsemen over here. But he's too close. He's getting poked too much by Oxyotl. Lizardmen are kind of getting a resurgence in the late game. Arkin taking all that damage has brought the balance of power back to the middle, and Oxyotl is murdering these Skeleton Chariots along with his Chameleon Skink friends. Can the Lizards really pull this back? If those Colton Riders can run straight over here and get on top of the Ushabti Greatbow, that would be a great play, but these Nehekar Horsemen are going to immediately rear charge them. That can be a little risky. Arkin's going in again. I strongly disapprove of this. If he gets shot by Oxyotl maybe 2 more times, he's going to crumble into nothingness. Okay, that was only half of a shot. Good for him, but he does need to just pull out, ride out the rest of this fight in peace, and stop getting poked. Colton Riders are getting rear charged by those Nehekar Horsemen we mentioned, and Chariots are starting to deal with the Saurus. This area is going to go well for the Tomb Kings in just a moment as soon as those Colton Riders break. The left side, however, the Tomb King's infantry have all faded, and the Ushabti Greatbow haven't fired for a little bit. And they really need to. They need to break through those Saurus. They need to run away. I think Arkin is cutting a little too close here. He needs to come all the way out here to avoid Oxyotl, otherwise he's going to take a little bit of damage in the in-between. Finally, those Cold Riders break. There's one half-health unit of Chariots still running over some Saurus. And this is all of a sudden becoming a very close game. All right. The Ushabti in the mid and late game here haven't gotten their damage off. And again, Ark of the Black is too close. He's too close to Oxyotl. And he's getting poked out. He is so low. Absolutely cannot go anywhere near this skink again. But finally, Bob Tresh does find him and get on top of him. Maybe these Nehekar Horsemen and Chariots can kill him. Oxyotl is a terrible combatant with super low health pool. Get out of here, Arkin! Stop going so close to him. He's gonna shoot you. And if you die, this game is definitely over. He really wanted a Spirit Leech on Oxyotl, and he's so low he can't overcast, so he was risking it for that. And hoping that surrounding him with horsemen that are tall will stop him from shooting outside the blob. But he's still committing. Please, get out of here! Stop it! Unless, is he going to cast another Spirit Leech by using that Staff of Nagash for the cooldown? Maybe he will, and Oxyotl's super close to breaking. But, I don't like Arkin sitting here. He's so close. Oxyotl will break. No, he won't die. What do Lizardmen have left to try to carry this? Some Chameleon Skinks. That's about it. Everything's breaking. The Court of Sotek are dead. They have 1 HP, 0. And with that, I do think the Tomb Kings will clutch out the game. Ballsy play there with Ark in the Black. I was clenching. I was clenching for most of the game. But Bob Tresh does pull it out and does play very well there. Stressful. That is stressful. Don't do that to me. Okay, who's messaging me? What's going on? Alright. Geese Howard has joined my server. Geese Howard. Hello. Hello. So what do we have here? Charg's got almost 2,000 value in Oxyodal. Very well played there. Skink Priest of Beast summoned a Manticore or two, but otherwise that was his value. Saurus always perform well in this matchup, and they did do great. Kohut of Sotek had a hard time. Feral Cold Ones had a hard time because they were a little too forwards. They got shot with range pressure and then rampaged to their death. I think if you played a little more back with them and used them as countercharge, you know, so you have your Saurus run up, and then when Bob Tresh ran his chariots out to get free charges on, if the Feral Cold Ones are behind them, then you can run forward. And then even if you get rampaged, the closest target to you is the cav and the chariots you want to get on top of. But nitpicking. I mean, it's a lot easier to say that when I'm not playing. As for Bob Tresh, Ark in the Black did fine. His front line all died for the great cause. Nehakar Horseman did excellently. His chariots, one of them got ganked down, but the other two did great. Carrion did fine. And Ushapti Great Bows did less than I would have thought, but I guess there was no single dinosaur for them to shoot that they would have wanted. And now we catch back up with chat. Hey, Chosen One. I can take you over there. Chosen One has advanced to the other semi. So Chosen One defeated Dark Phoenix. Looks like he's not rusty at all. And he will be one of our semifinalists. On the other side, we have Jay Phoenix still fighting, killing Smalls, and here we are watching Zarix fight Bob Tresh. All right, chat, what you doing? What the dog doing? And we will put Bob Tresh up 1. I just tried to click on the chat on my streaming software. That doesn't work. Okay. So what's going on? And good luck. Ah, here we are. Hey, Zero's here. Zero! If you're the same Zero I think you are, then you were the guy we interviewed for Chaos. And it is good to see you, my friend. If you want to learn how to play Chaos, go on my channel and find the interview with Zero. Tells you lots of good tips and tricks. Chief Dead Uns looking good. Still playing these days. Jeremy, you thought Tomb Kings was going to run this over? Yeah. The mid game, the Lizards definitely played better, but the early game, Tomb Kings were just so far ahead. They had the leniency to not play the mid game perfectly and still win. Charx is a main of Lizardmen, but I must agree that was close. Yeah, it was pretty close. All right. Chosen One! And yes, we are near to 200 subs. We have 185, which is 184 more than I thought I would get ever. In the game, Bob Tresh picks Lizardmen, because it's Bob Tresh. Of course he's going to pick them. And he bans Beastmen and Vampire Counts. Now, I heard this in voice chat with him today, but I didn't ask a follow-up. But Vampire Counts is apparently a bad matchup now? Does anybody know what that's about? Because I thought it was one of the worst matchups for Vampire Counts in the game. And then a patch came out that gave Lizardmen more units, and all of a sudden it's a terrible matchup according to him, and I don't really know what that's about. I don't doubt him, I have no idea. Jason Thompson using Zero's thoughts to beat Vampirates with Chaos in a quick battle. Well, there you go. Chosen One, you just came to stream and here we go again? Yeah. Well, Chosen One, I showed the bracket and people saw that you were in the semifinals and they got excited. All right. It's the price of being beloved is that people want to root for you, man. They do. And either Chosen One or Hadri's we'll have to, if people ever vote for Skaven for the interview, we'll have to get either Chosen One or Hatries on the call and ask him some rat questions. It looks like Charx is going to take Chaos. Now this is risky. He's in the same clan as Bob Tresh, so he should know how Bob plays this. But if he knows how Bob plays this, he'll know that this is one of Bob's favorite matchups. Bob's usually very confident about his Lizardman into Chaos. And I'm curious if he'll take the same build he showed me months and months ago. I wonder if it's changed or not. I imagine it'll be the same idea. Because Bob has not one way to play Lizardmen, but he has a preferred style. So we'll probably see some unique flair. VC have a hard time if you don't know what to do. I played Vampire Counts a lot, and I must say I have tricked to defeat Lizardmen. Well, that's good. I mean, Vampire Counts need good matchups in this game. They've spent most of its life cycle just kind of in the dumpster a little bit. A little bit. Because they don't have any ranged, man. I know that's kind of their whole faction gimmick, but they also don't have that fast of units. So if you have slow units and no ranged, it's just, there's a lot of games where you either get kited out or you kite the other people. I don't know. Their roster just sets up cheese. That's a little unfortunate. Geese Howard. Yeah, we can take a look at the bracket there. Deadly Bunnies did in fact beat Flying Taco. And then Jay Phoenix beat Deadly Bunnies. A lot of new faces today. Kuden was here. Flame of Udin. Zesty. Red Shiro. I haven't seen Red Shiro around. Helios. I have never seen Gravateo. So that's good. Makes me really happy to see some players bouncing around. Some newer people. I have seen Killing Smalls before, but they were under a different name in Challenge. They are still newer, though. And I am happy to see newer people. It means the game's not dead yet. And we can try to keep this train rolling till Warhammer 3. Bob Tresh seemed anti-chaos specialist. Yeah. In case Charx is here or something, just for competitive integrity, I don't want to talk too much about what Bob usually does, but I will once we get into the game. Real Human Being, what's sad is you love Count's lore, but you hate the gameplay. Yeah. Count's gameplay is not for everyone. I've tried playing Counts, dude. I've tried playing Counts, and I've tried playing Greenskins, and both of them are the same. Like, I feel like all your units get tired and then stop playing the game. And I know that's not true. I'm just saying what it feels like. It's like, man, I'm doing so well. This is going so great. Holy shit, we're going to win this game. And then everything stops doing damage and you slowly die. And you're like, oh, good. I don't know. Even when Greenskins were stupid broken, I couldn't learn them. I tried so hard. I got so far. But in the end, didn't even matter. I don't know what we'll do if Jay Phoenix or Killing Smalls gets into the semifinals before this best of 3 is over. Because I'd hate to make them wait. Because we're definitely casting both semifinals. We have at least have 2 best of 3s and a best of 5. So if we go 1-1 here and they're done, we might just have to leave that as a cliffhanger and get going. Because people have shit to do today. It's Friday. Some of you got to go to bed. Some of you got to go party. Some of you got to go back to work. I don't know. We can't be here all day. We can't be here all day. I got even a film where I defeat Lizardman Army with Oracle and Oxyodal, and I must say this will be interesting. Charx knows much about Lizardmen, so he probably knows what to choose against them. Hopefully. Obviously, I've never actually tried playing Counts. Yeah, Real Human Being. You watch so many streams, dude, but you don't have the game, and I I don't understand. Geese Howard with a firm I don't. All right, I'll believe you. Charx is deciding on their build behind the screen blocker. I do see it changing a lot. Bob Tresh has the little ready up, putting the pressure on his opponent, making him sweat. Keep ducky. Charx is debating some stuff. Oracle takes a big dump on Sigvald right now. Yeah, Sarthoria might be better here. Hammond, I will not sing that. I know what you're doing, and I will not sing that. All right, maybe, but not right now. I was going to say something. Oh, yeah. There's 26 people-ish here right now. We have an ongoing series on the channel where we do interviews with professional players for certain factions. The next one that got picked is Wood Elves, and we're going to interview Xiphos. If you have any questions for Xiphos, go in my Discord. Go down to Wood Elf Questions. Post whatever question you want there, no matter how stupid. And, I mean, like, stupid as in Mimi, if you have a joke question. I filter through them before I ask Xiphos, so you're not going to get banned from the Discord or anything. But if you have any serious questions, any silly questions, anything at all for Xiphos, get them in there, and we will do that interview Tuesday. Tuesday at 12:01 a.m. for me. So the first minute of Tuesday. I will be recording that with Xiphos, and that'll be a lot of fun. All right, Charx. His build's been stagnant for a bit here. I'm hoping he presses that ready key. It's there, taunting him. Deadly Bunnies. Ever thought of during a tournament where instead of changing the server profile picture, you got to change the name for winning? Bunnies, I know you want to change my server name. I know that, but I know you're going to change it to something so confusing that no one will know it's my server anymore. And you're a silly man. You're a silly person with silly dreams. Jeremy, all my questions were stupid, and I think they all got asked of Anticity. I do try, Jeremy, to ask every question. If we're running out of time, I'll ask them quickly, but I do try to ask every question. Biblington, we do change the Discord picture a lot because it's sometimes what I offer as a reward for the tournaments. So I'm sorry if people get confused. All right, I took the blocker down. We're good. We're good. So what Bob usually does here is a Lizardman kite build. He normally takes a whole bunch of ranged units and just runs people around the map, though that is not at all what he's doing this time. This is cool. We have Feral Cold Ones, Skink cohorts with Javelins, more Feral Cold Ones, and more Feral Cold Ones. So a lot more of those cheap armor-piercing cav units, 2 units of Chameleon Stalkers, 2 Pterodons, because Bob Tresh loves his Pterodons. Some Saurus Warriors on the front line, a Feral Stegodon, and an Ark of Sotek. Oh, that's right. The Ark of Sotek got that, like, AoE, not Mortis Engine, but Mortis Engine effect underneath it. Maybe that's what he just wants to drain down all the great weapons? Interesting. He used to take a bunch of Chameleon Skinks, Pterodons, Skink cohorts with jabs, and run you around the map. As for Charx, we have some Throwing Axe Horsemen and Horse Masters. Looks like 2 of each. Horse Masters are better against Pterodons. The Throwing Axes are better against single dinos with all of their armor. We have 3 Chaos Chariots, Zarthoriel, the Everwatcher with Final Trans, and that's it. Ooh, no Plague of Rust. That's new. 2 Exalted Heroes, both with the Mark of Corn and both on their horses. What is this build? This is brand new. To me, anyway. If you people knew about it, then good for you. 5 Chaos Marauders otherwise, and 1 Chaos Warhounds with Poison on that side. And 1 over here. The Saurus... I feel like the Saurus would struggle against Chaos Warriors, but Chaos Marauders, they're going to tear through like no tomorrow. So I think the Saurus will have a good time here. Yeah, I think the Saurus will do well here. The Feral Stegodon should do fine as long as it can avoid the Skirmish Cav. And the Chariots are going to try to run over all the Saurus Warriors, but again, we have those Feral Cold Ones we mentioned in the Tomb Kings matchup. They work the same here. It's the same idea every time. It's just a lot of armor-piercing models surrounding chariots. That's why wolf rats for the Skaven do so well against chariots as well. It's just a lot of fast armor-piercing things. Real human being wants to be a mod? Uh-oh. Alright. Anyway. It looks like the Chaos Chariots are getting in on the Chameleon Stalkers, doing some good damage there. The grenades were a little late on the throw against the Chariots, and now they're running away, and they take a good amount of less damage from that when they're running away, because most of them will miss. The Feral Stegodon is in deep, and I think he might be in too deep. If these throwing axes back up and throw at him, they will do a lot of damage and rampage him. But it looks like instead Charx is trying to attack Mazdamundi, but they're in so close. The Skirmish Cav is in melee. It looks like his micro might be elsewhere as he has Chariots charging in and out, trying not to stay in combat. Back here we can see the Feral Cold Ones getting on top of that Chaos Chariot, and finally we get to see what they can do, and they are tearing it apart relatively. For a Chariot, that is very quickly dying. Over here we have a Final Trans upgraded on this little circle. That is going to get great value, and that is a very good cast. But I think Chaos is off to a little bit of a rough start elsewhere. Ruination of Cities is trying to come on down on this Horsemaster, but it was casting forever, and all 3 beams actually got a good hit there. So that is a good cast for Mazdamundi. This central area has gone a little bit terribly for the Lizardmen. Their Feral Stegodon is down to half health. Mazdamundi's down around that area as well. But maybe they can turn around now. With all the chaff leaving, the Exalted Heroes will be left to their fate. Other than that, the Lizardmen appear to be winning the frontline fight that we suspected against Chaos Marauders, and they are just pushing forward en masse. Mazdamundi's overchasing a little bit. I wouldn't hate to... Oh, no! Oh, the throwing axis ran straight into a banishment. It's kind of petering out. It might not do that much damage to them, but that is some free damage. I think Skirmish Mode just ran them all the way over there. Sartorial is looking to charge back in, but one of the Exalted Heroes is broken and probably won't come back. The other one is full health, but he will soon be focused down. That being said, there's not a lot to pressure all the Skirmish Cav, and Bob Tresh does have to pull frontline infantry and Feral Cold Ones to chase them, and that's not a great thing. Ooh, if Charx sees these guys, he can run away, but ooh, they do get on top of them. All right, that's bad. But if he had been able to run away, he should have outrun them and then just thrown axes backwards until they all died. So Arthuriel's taking a lot of damage. And the balance of power is pretty even. I'd say it's going to be Lizardman favored, because a lot of the Lizardman damage is on the dinosaurs that can heal with Apotheosis. Other than that, we have some Skirmish Cavs still online, still with a good amount of ammo. Maybe they can win this out, but you can see the Chaos Chariots are just having a terrible time. Feral Cold Ones all over the place. Saurus aren't really pushovers either, and there's big single entity dinosaurs to bully them as well. Chaos Marauders are rallying all around the battlefield, but there's nothing for them to really do. They can't fight Saurus very well. They can't fight dinosaurs very well. The best they can get on top of is some skinks that Bob doesn't care about. So that's a little tough there. Apotheosis, no. Harmonic Convergence coming in on Mazdamundi. He just really wants to win this duel against the Exalted Hero, who is currently routing. Alright, Balance Power is going pretty heavily into the Lizardman favor now. Maybe another Overcast of Final Trans can come in, but dinosaurs have pretty big health pools, so it won't even outright kill them or anything. And Sartorial's getting bullied a little bit by the Feral Stegodon. Balance Power is creeping further and further away from Chaos, and I think we will see the Dark Gods lads running off the map pretty soon here. Pretty cool tech. The Feral Cold Ones this time got to show their real value. Not fighting the Tomb Kings and not rampaging straight into the front line. They actually got on top of the chariots, massacred them, and even got onto a couple Marauder Horsemasters. Zero in the chat trying to cheer for Chaos, but I think you know it's looking pretty bleak, my friend. Mazdamundi still has half health and plenty of Winds of Magic to go around, and it is down to just Sartorial. Army losses coming in, and Charix did play a good game, but Bob was too powerful. GG. Well played. Alright. Oh, stretch. Good stuff. We're fighting to the end, apparently. Gonna see if Sartorial can win it all. I doubt it. It seems a little ambitious, but that's apparently what's happening here. There we go. Mazda hits him in the back. Sartorial is down, and the chicken has been fried. We'll go with fried. Chaos, their front line did okay. Their chariots had a really tough time. Some of the skirmish cap did well, some of them struggled. But There was a lot of counters in Bob's build for what was going on. Mazdamundi did great. Chameleon Stalkers struggled. Saurus did okay. Jab Skinks did fine. Feral Cold Ones got 1,000 value, 800 and 600. So one paid for itself twice over, one almost paid for itself twice over, and one just paid for itself, which is totally fine. Pterodons did great. Arc of Sotek had plenty of health left, but didn't get much value. And Feral Stegodon did excellently. GG, well played. And Killing Smalls and J Phoenix are still playing. So what we will do, if I take you with me, pew, is just have Bob Tresh advance to fight Chosen One. So Chosen One, you were just in the chat. If you can hear my voice, I'll get a game going for you. But yeah, get ready. Get ready. Host battle, spectator, Bob Chosen. Cool. And we'll get Bob Tress and Chosen One in here. Chosen One, are you even my friend? Chosen One. Come on, we should be friends. All right. Chosen One, if you can find the lobby, great. If you can't, friend me, and we'll get going. I don't know who's going to join first, but I can at least clear the names. And then I know Bob Tresh will be here, but don't know what side. 0. Lovely. Horse Heroes seem kind of bad here, maybe versus Oxyodal. Yeah. Yeah, they could have been to try to run down Oxyodal. I mean, yeah, Oxyodal can't fight anybody if you get on top of him, so maybe the horses were just to keep him mobile, keep him in the game. But I agree, they're maybe not the most optimal thing to take. We do have Bob Tresh. We'll see if Chosen One can find the game. I suppose I could actually message him. Alright, Chosen One's here. I announced that Zyphos would be doing some Wood Elf stuff, and now we're getting some troll questions in the chat for him. That's pretty funny. Alright, I need to pick a map. Let's do Toothgrass Hill. I love Toothgrass Hill. And then I'll get the names up while they debate what they're doing. You want all the maps? Toothgrass, Cliff of Beasts, Cliff of Beats, Alpine Ridge. The Cliff of Beats is my favorite map. Walt. Chosen One doesn't like this, apparently. Well, we'll see what he says while I type in these names. These are good maps. I guess only one is wide and open. Toothgrass is pretty open. We'll do Oak and Hammer, you babies. Cliff of Beasts is a flat square. There's not a lot to see to it. It's just a flat square. It's a big map. Medium, large map. Anyway. We'll do Oak and Hammer first, you whiners. Oak and Hammer, Cliff of Beasts, MP Blue Reach, River. Now they're fine with it that I've changed it now. God. I play a game with trolls. Just trolls. Let's just do the hill map. Okay. Now apparently we're going back. Whatever. Original then. But if both players hate map, I don't see point in map. Okay. Alright, no more changing. We're done with that now. They had their chance to change maps, then both told me not to change the maps, and then immediately chosen one said, oh god, so too bad, this is the map you get. I'm out of patience for this. Okay, center up the names a little bit. Boop, boop. Alright. That should be good. And I will go check on chat. Cheapo Dino Duelist that can actually catch stuff. Maybe the idea is right. Yeah, I find horse characters in general tend to have a hard time dueling dinosaurs, though. They can sometimes struggle to get an attack animation off because they like try to path into the middle of it. I don't know. It can be weird. Alright. The greenskin mirror match is what we're getting, apparently. That's interesting. Make them play MP Crossroads 3 times in a row. Huh. Since WA sucks, people don't really play them now. Did WA get changed? Did I miss that? I know the loons got changed. And Spider Riders got a bunch of cost increase. And Poison got nerfed, but I didn't know WA got changed at all. I wonder if we'll see 2 Grom the Paunches. Probably not. I know Vicious Satsuma likes the Goblin Great Shaman here. Goblin Great Shaman can be good in the mirror. You're usually on top of a terror-causing spider, anti-large. Can cast spells from a high angle so you can snipe out other characters even if they're low to the ground. The Crown of Command can give some Unbreakable. Yeah. Greenskin Mirror, not as good as Vampire Count Mirror. I don't know what Vampire Count Mirrors you're watching, but they're usually terrible. They are usually hot garbage. Make them play on Altar of Ultimate Darkness 3 times. That map's kind of fun when it comes up on a quick battle, but never when something's on the line. If there's a prize on the line at all, you don't want Altar of Ultimate Darkness. Because it's such a dice roll on what you're going to get. Where does that come up in the campaign map? Does anybody know? Is that a quest battle? I just don't... I've played a good amount of campaign. I played campaign in Warhammer for 3 years before I did online. Yeah, and I don't remember running into that map. So these two are talking about the greenskin meta instead of playing the greenskin meta. That's nice. I mean, the alternative is they pick their armies and start the game, but I'm old-fashioned. Give them the choice between MP Crossroads and Oak of Ages. Dude, Oak of Ages is toxic if you're playing the Bretonnian campaign. Because I played one where Well, when I play campaign, all right, I don't really metagame it too much. I don't really make decisions based on game mechanics. I make decisions based on role playing. So I booted up and I had a mod at the time where you could pick any lord. So I picked the guy who runs Paravon, and I'm like, this Bretonnian hates the Wood Elves, and he is going to burn the forest to the ground. So I did this Bretonnian campaign where I was fighting Wood Elves, and I'd settle all their cities and build wood chopping camps. So I'm just chopping their trees to the ground to get money, and that was my whole campaign. But like, the Oak of Ages was so hard. It's super wooded. Your cav can't go anywhere. You're always fighting in trees, and the AI Wood Elves are just terrible. It was a slog. It was not fun. The campaign was fun because when I got to chop down all their stupid trees, I felt great. But getting there was really a struggle. Time for a 2-hour chatting about Greenskin stream, I guess. Chosen One's ready. Bob Tresh is ready. We're getting into the game. Let's go! Now, memes aside, the Greenskin mirror can be one of the more interesting ones in the game because their roster is so big. So there's a lot of different ways to try to play it. Whereas if you have a tiny roster like Norska, there's 1 or 2 builds at most. You're either going Skinwolves or going Kite, and that's about it. Hammond is the huge ice map with the valley in the middle. Is that Scold? I feel like that's Scold. Or Skuld. However you want to say it. Alright, who's on the red team? We have Chosen One on the red team with 2 Orc Boar Chariots. We have 3 Trolls, one of which is the River Troll Swamp Things that give terror. Interesting. Terror is certainly very good in this matchup. We have Savage Orc Biggins and Orc Biggins and Savage Orcs. Oh, God, he just clicked one of every infantry, pretty much. Goblins, Savage Orcs, Orc Biggins, Savage Orc Biggins, or somewhere. You get the point. We're decently elite cav. 5 Skirmish cav, being 3 Spider Riders, 2 Wolf Riders, none of which are any of the RORs. We have Wurzag on foot, the Dancing Man, and he has Brainburster and Edbot, protected by his Biggins, protected by his Swamp Things, and I think that covers the build, though this has been moving around a lot. I think I mentioned the Darusty errors, but there are Darusty auras. For Bob Tresh, we have Wolf Riders, the Deaf Creepers. Ooh, the Deaf Creepers. Forest Goblin, Spider Rider, Archers, ROR, so they get regen. Interesting choice there. 2 Wolf Riders. Is that all the Skirmish Cav you have, bud? More Wolf Riders, more Spider Riders. All right, so it's 2 Wolf Riders, 1 Spider Rider, 2 packs of 3 of them. 2 regular Spider Riders on the flanks. Just a lot of spider crap for Bob. We have some Savage Orc Biggins in the back line, Goblins in the front line. And are those the ROR Night Goblins? Those are the ROR Night Goblins. Are those ROR Night Goblin Archers? Those are the ROR Night Goblin Archers. Goblin Big Boss on a wolf, it looks like, with Dainid Stabbin. An Orc Shaman on his pig with Brainburster and Ebot. And we have Gromderporch, the biggest, the meanest gobbo in the whole world. Yeah. That's my accent for the day, and I am done with that. Infantry quality I would give to Bob. He has more Savage Orc Biggins. And skirmish quality I would give to Bob. He just has more of them, and he has the ROR. The problem is going to be those chariots and those trolls. I don't think the trolls will do very well against Biggins at all. They only have 40 armor, and they're large. So the trolls might be a hindrance to Chosen One here, but I think the Orc Boar Chariots will be a big boon. So I think these builds are pretty even. I don't think one build really is particularly greater than the other. A nice Brainburster cast coming in, but doesn't do too much damage. Savage Orc Biggins are pretty spread out little units here. Huh. Sorry, I read chat for a second, but nothing pertaining to this game, so we will skip it. Skirmish Cav doing Skirmish Cav things. I just mentioned that this faction is really diverse, and yet we do still get the 6 Skirmish Cav fighting 5, so that's pretty interesting stuff, but the front lines are moving up, and Bob Tresh realizes he has 1 more Skirmish Cav than the other guy, so if everything's played right, he's going to win that. So now he's just kiting. You can see his back line moved all the way back here when it used to be here, because he thought he might have to take the hill, but once he realized he has the range advantage, there's no reason for him to take that fight. And he's just going to try to kite Chosen One around. Though this is a little dangerous. If those Goblin Wolf Riders had broken, maybe Chosen One could have chased them off. But it looks like his Skirmish Cav wasn't in position to do that. Another Brain Burster coming down. It's just Brain Bursters and Skirmish Cav at this point. The mirror is actually also mirrored in gameplay for the moment. Orc Board Chariot's getting a little aggressive. I don't hate that. They're small. They only have 3 models, so it's hard for the archers to hit them. And Greenskin Skirmish Cav does very little damage. But they will have to watch out for Grom the Paunch here. And they're currently getting attacked by a bunch of Spider Riders. Grom's going to come in. And, ooh, this could be bad for the Board Chariots. They do need to pull away. Or some Skirmish Cav need to come bail them out of the situation. But either way, they need help. Spider Rider's taking a ton of damage for that little engagement. And I think Chosen One played it pretty well enough that he came out winning on the trade. Now, Grom is a little overextended here. These 3 Orc Boar Chariots could surround him and start doing some good damage, and there are trolls all around. So Bob is very aggressive with him, but it looks like Chosen One's not going to really rise to that occasion. Doesn't want to blob up for a nice Brain Burst or a Headbutt or something. He's just going to back up for now. That's not a bad play at all. Chosen One is getting some good poking in on some of the Greenskin forces, but I still think Bob's gotten a little bit more damage on all the Skirmish Cav. The thing about Skirmish Cav that's weird, though, is if you use all your ammo fighting Skirmish Cav with your Skirmish Cav, then your Skirmish Cav is kind of useless in the late part of the game. So maybe Chosen One just doesn't really care that much and is trying to get value on things that actually matter. Not super sure. Some more poking coming in, and it looks like Wurzag for Chosen One is going to get attacked by the Goblin Big Boss and these Forest Goblin Spider Riders, and that is going to be a nice little pick, nice little bit of damage, and then Bob immediately pulls back, just getting the little victory there. Knowing there's no healing on this roster at all, any poke is good poke. I wonder if Bob's going to pull back again or if he's going to take the fight. He has pulled himself a little bit close to the white line, so if anything runs away, and he is greenskin, so things are going to run, he will have a harder time getting out of here. An Effigy of the Git did come down to Grom the Paunch, and he took some damage from some archers, but it looks like the Rusty Arrows aren't in optimal position. They're having a hard time firing through the Savage Orcs that are standing on top of them, so they didn't maybe get as much damage as they wanted right there. Hey, Robane, good to see you. Good to see you. I'll go through chat in between games, but for now, we're just chilling. Orc Boar Chariots have taken a lot of damage over the course of time. Looks like they fought this Goblin Big Boss for a little bit and didn't come out winning. They're taking some friendly fire from all those Skirmish Cav, but otherwise they're getting in there. Nice and good. Looks like Chosen One's holding his trolls until a lot of the Skirmish Cav run out of ammo or get pushed off a little bit. Just doesn't want to take any free poke there. Or maybe trying to avoid the biggins. But as we mentioned at the start, the trolls don't have a lot of great targets at all in this game. So they're going to be waiting a long time if they're going to wait for a good engagement. Both units of Orc Boar Chariots pulling out of this whole blob here, and they still have 6 out of 6 models between them, so they're at full damage capacity. It looks like Wurzag and the Swamp Things are getting into these Savage Orc Biggins. That could be very dangerous for Wurzag, but it looks like the Savage Orc Biggins are getting beat up quick enough that they will be pushed out of here. Normal trolls fighting these biggins over here, but those goblins are going to run away pretty soon. I would like to see how that goes, but I have to focus on other things. One of these Orc Boar Chariots has died, and the other one still has all 3 models, but there's a headbutt coming in from Bob Tresh on the Savage Orc Biggins of Chosen One, fighting the ROR 8-Peak Loons. They've probably already thrown their little ball and chain, judging by how damaged that Savage Orc Biggin unit is. And now that the front lines have engaged, things are going very poorly for the blue team of Greenskins. Their frontline quality, all those Savage Orcs are just getting melted by trolls, which is kind of surprising. They're trading back okay, but they had a lot of support in basic Savage Orcs. Basic Savage Orcs will trade up against Savage Orc Biggins based on their cost, because Savage Orc Biggins also have 0 armor. So that has been pretty good for Chosen One. I will like to see their value after the game. Skirmish Cav has retreated to a safe place for Bob Tresh and is firing in, but it's not exactly a carry. And it's looking like Chosen One is going to run away with this game. The Orc Boar Chariots did their jobs pretty well, and Wurzag even gets in another Brain Burster on the Wolf Riders. Swamp Things are chasing off some goblins. Maybe don't want them there. Could pull them in to fight the heroes, but it will look like Bob will concede, and we will get the end game. So Grom did okay. He still had plenty of health. It was just running out of time. Savage Orc Biggins had a hard time paying for themselves. So did the ROR Loons. And Chosen One just won the frontline fight by a lot. That was pretty rough. Wurzag did fine. Basic Savage Orcs, one almost paid for itself. The other one had full health. Orc Biggins. Wow, Orc Biggins got 1,000 value. Very nice for them. Orc Chariots did okay. Spider Riders did fine. Trolls did okay, but mostly just routed stuff off. Completely forgot Boar Chariots were a thing. GG, well played. Okay, we said the second map was Cliff of Beasts. We'll go up there. Cliff of Beasts. Boom. Maps set, Bob up. Hello for Poland. Good to see you. I don't think I've clicked on anyone, so I don't necessarily need the screen blocker. I call on all players, start making vampire counts, mirror replays, and sending them to RTK Human Boy. Yes, yes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Jeremy's rigging the system. Alright, what's going on in chat since I've seen there? Nothing more fun than watching zombies. I saw that. We didn't even ask the most important question. Gork or Mork? Gork, duh. Foot of Gork is the best spell, and Mork hasn't done anything for me recently. Had a green skin mirror with Ulrich, and he went pretty different builds. Well, we went pretty different builds. That's good to know. I guess he figured all the green skin infantry is good, so it just took one of each. Hello, Robane. Killing Smalls, RTK Guarantee Finals. Hey, Killing Smalls, you beat Jay? That's an upset. That is an upset and a half. Okay. Chosen One's asking Bob what he bans. I just had to catch up on that. So, hello. Hello, hello. Yes, RTK everywhere. They certainly turned out for this tournament. There was a lot of them, especially in the lower stages. So Bob Trash is still at 0, and we will go Chosen One up 1. Bob picks his beloved, his favorite lizard man. He bans vampire counts and Skaven. Alright. I gotta send a message quick to Killing Smalls and Kemba. Okay, find your opponent at Killing at Kemba. Can you make a lobby? Do first pick and ban and armies and wait. Maps will be... Oh, which maps should we do? Carrick Asgal's good. Eshen's good. We haven't used that yet today. And then we need a desert map. I'll go Valley of... No, I did Valley of Thieves. Oh, I understand now. I chose one saying, geez, it's because his Skaven mirror, his Skaven main faction was banned. I mean, Valley of Thieves is pretty good. I like the desert maps. Oh, Mortis Waste, that's a good one. Mortis Waste is good. I'll join as spectator, and we can keep this rolling. All right. So I told Killing Smalls and Kemba to get the other semifinal ready. Ah. Chosen One's going to go check the map. Does not seem he has played on Cliff of Beasts. Anyway, what I was saying there is we can get the other semifinals set up, and then we can do the first pick and ban, and they can build their armies, and then when the stream joins up with them, we can just get right into game 1 and avoid any downtime. Chosen One is going to go load the map. How you doing, Bob? Welcome back, friend. I wouldn't hate Vampire Coast here. It's a nice big map for them. And he banned Counts and Skaven. Coast could be good. Dwarves could be good. But Chosen One's going Chaos. I wonder if he'll bring Chosen. I'm so funny. I'm so funny. Oh, somebody kill me. Anyway, we have Chaos versus Lizardmen again. We saw Charix play this, brought some Chaos Chariots, and while they did well against the Saurus, Feral Cold Ones were a very, very effective answer there. And I don't know if Chaos Chariots do very much to armored dinosaurs. I also wonder if Bob will bring the build he showed us earlier in the stream, or the one that's more traditional of his style. A lot to think about there. Zero, if you're still in chat, what would you do if you were Chosen One? Why I think it will Lunacy build again? Yeah. I don't know Lunacy's build. A lot of Lunacy's build have kiting in them, and I don't. I'm not a huge kite player myself, so don't usually steal any of those builds. I like to either rush or stand and fight. I don't really like kiting. Makes the game too long, and I get bored. I'm pretty bad at rushing people, but I at least think it's fun. My best playstyle is definitely just stand and fight. Get some cannons, get some mortars, get some guns. Shoot them when they run up to you, kill them when they get there. Call it a day, go to bed. I think Sartorial would be a good pick for Chosen One. I think that was a good pick by Charix that I would replicate. Exalted Heroes, I could see their purpose, but on foot they can't catch anything, and on horse they're a little vulnerable to Jav skinks. They can be on Manticores, but that's all your SCMs, and that's pretty expensive. And I don't think Manticores can catch Pterodons. I think Pterodons are faster, especially with the poison people as they run. Yeah. Fighting the air game is going to be hard. We'll definitely see a bunch of skirmish cav from Chaos. You just need it. You absolutely need it. It's the only way to take out dinosaurs in an effective manner. It's the only way to fight Pterodons at all. Why doesn't the Chaos roster have Harpies? Is there a lore reason for that? Because isn't... Korn has that lady who... Lore Master Sotek says her name all the time, but I'm forgetting it now. That, Korn's champion, it's some lady who turns into, like, a flying chick. Korn's champion. What's her name? What's her name? What the? Connection to Steam is lost. Uh-oh. That's not ideal. It's Valkia. Valkia the Bloody. Yeah. I don't know why they don't have Furies in this game. Because that would help Chaos a lot with their air game. Okay, we're slowly getting back into the game here. That was odd. Zero would take Sigvald, Deathcaster, Shielded Warrior line with a couple Halberds, Horseman, Chariot, and double Manticore. I can see that being good. Steam! Not now, Steam, you infernal contraption. Okay, we might be back in. They have Furies, which are different from Harpies. Got it. I'm back. Steam died. Let's hope that doesn't affect them. It seems like they're both still here. Looks like Chosen One's doing okay. I will need a screen blocker now because it auto-selected Bob for me. And we're good to go. Yeah, looks like they just rolled on fine. Zero, how are Furies different? Like, what are Harpies if not Furies? Do Furies not suck in combat like Harpies do? Weird. Anyway, we're getting into the game. So I'll take the blocker down. And I accidentally got the blocker up just in time because it actually, about as soon as I got it up, his build just appeared on my screen. Yep, I'm here. Okay, go away. So what do we have for dear old Bob? Skink Oracle. This is more like what I used to see from him. There's some variations because it looks like he's still taking the Feral Cold Ones for the anti-chariot play, which is very, very smart, obviously. But I'm much more used to seeing things like this. We have Oxyodal, 3 Pterodons, we have a Skink Oracle to do some kiting as well, 2 Skinks with the Javelins, and it looks like 4 Feral Cold Ones, 3 Feral Cold Ones, 3 Saurus Warriors, an Arc of Sotek Bastildon for the AoE nuke of infantry again, and 2 Chameleon Stalkers. So, Bob's back to his kiting ways. On the other side, we have Prince Sigvald the Magnificent, Chaos Sorcerer of Metal with Plague of Rust and Searing Doom, 2 Feral Manticores, 6 Skirmish Cav? No, only 4 Skirmish Cav. We had 2 Marauder Horsemen. All 4 of them are Marauder Horsemen. No Throwing Axes, no Horse Masters. That is very, very interesting. We have the Mirror Guard, Chaos Marauders, Chosen. Yes, Chosen One brought Chosen! Yeah, now it's a good stream. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Chaos Marauders in the back, and we have the Soul of Damnation. Hell Cannon. I wonder, I mean, that'll do well against Saurus, but Saurus, I feel like Saurus stand really wide, you know? Like, they're gonna stand so wide that maybe, like, a Hell Cannon shot will kill... that's not the right one. Like, that many of them, but it'll take a lot of shots. It's not like High Elves where they're all clustered up, or Dwarves. So I think Chosen One will struggle. I think Chosen One will struggle here. I'm ready to be proven wrong. But I personally like Bob's build better, which, as people who have been around the channel for a while know, and they're going to make fun of me, means if I like Bob's build better, Chosen One's going to win, because I'm a big dumb idiot. But I'm allowed to have my opinion. Furies are a demon like Nurglings. Harpies are just another creature, which is the reason they wouldn't be part of the Warriors of Chaos army. They would instead be part of the 4 Gods forces. Okay. Okay. But he did bring 2 Chosen instead of 1. Chosen 2! Alright, Bob's slow advancing, taking his time. Knows he doesn't have to do anything crazy. And the Soul of Damnation is plenty far from the white line, so we don't have to worry about that. No white line camping. It looks like it's not in range yet, so Chosen One will advance with some horsemen just to fulfill an attacking rule and not draw kite the stream. That would be bad. But both players just navigating. Navigating. The Skink Oracle has 95 armor. That was a crazy shot. Skink Oracle has 95 armor, and it has decent melee stats, but I feel like every time I see it, if it gets into any melee combat at all, it's going to instantly die. So I don't trust those stats. I know it's a very squishy thing. It gets 1 shot onto the Chaos Feral Manticore, does a lot of damage considering. And that's pretty good. Soul of Damnation with its homing strike tries to get those Pterodons, but Bob does manage to dodge. Chameleon Stalkers are trying to get in range of these Skirmish Cav and throw their grenades, but they only get a few off. Ooh, they get another throw, but doesn't do too much damage. Soul of Damnation fires again and misses again as Bob pulls back. And the skirmish phase is probably going to go to Lizards. They just have more tools to do it. But Chosen One's scrapping back as well as he can in the situation. Another Hell Cannon shot. It looks like he's going after the Skink Oracle. I wonder, does it do a lot of damage? I don't know if it does a lot of single entity damage, but it must if Chosen One's trying to shoot it. Other than that, Bob's pushing up nice and slow. No real rush on his end. And Chosen One, I mean, the Soul of Damnation, how much ammo does it have? It has 37 more shots. It looks like he's pretty liberal about its use. And these Skink cohorts, if they get their shots off, are going to do a lot more damage than they take. But Chosen One, oh, very good dodges there. He takes a little bit on the very end, but he dodged most of that. And that's half the Skink cohort's ammo. That was very well played. Nice management of his cav. Oxyodal, though, is much harder to dodge and doing a lot of damage. Then we have a Fireball coming in on the Chaos Sorcerer Metal. I don't think that was overcast. Hell Cannon is now firing onto these Skinks, and that's going to be a good hit because they're all nice and clustered. Feral Manticores are pulling back a little bit, and we do have a game of chess here. It's very slow. It's not a boxing match. It's much more intellectual. It's refined. It's refined and slow. Somebody kill somebody! Get in there! Fight him! I have ADD. I can't pay attention to this loud. No, I don't have ADD. But I do get bored. So in the back, Pterodons are going to try to get on top of the Hell Cannon, but it looks like 2 Marauder Horsemen are actually going to pen them in. And I wouldn't hate if Chosen One took 1 and went out here, or 1 and went in here. Just make sure you get one of them underneath those Pterodons, do a lot of damage. Because the edge of the map's over there, but you could chase them off. Hell Cannon still firing in onto the Skink Oracle, getting some damage done, but not enough. And if that's overcasted, that could do enough to Rampage. I don't know if that was overcasted, but it did do a good amount of damage. Pterodons over here getting shreked a little bit from Bob Tresh. Chosen One's artillery is still firing in, and Lizardmen have taken a lot of damage on the advance. Skirmish Cav for the Chaos have also taken a lot of damage, but I think this is a mistake for these Pterodons to be this far in, because you can see now they're getting penned into the sides by the Horsemen. The Horsemen are directly under it, making all of their shots do a lot of damage. And if they break, they're not coming back. I don't foresee Chosen One letting them come back. So Pterodons are taking a lot of damage, and the early game, the Lizardmen were trading up a lot, but now in this later portion of the game, the Lizardmen are getting shellacked a bit here. Soul of Damnation is doing some good work on that Skink Oracle, even forcing an Earthblood out of Bob Tresh. And there we go. One of the Pterodons has been broken, and they will probably be walked off. The Mirror Guard, however, are down to half health already, and the fighting hasn't even begun. That will be a little concerning, though there are 2 units of Chosen here that can chew through almost infinite amounts of Source. And, oh, Chosen One might have slipped up a little bit here. He does let these Pterodons come back. He will be right on top of them. I don't think they will be allowed to be free for too much longer, but he did get away with murder there. Chaos Pharaoh Manticore is diving in. It's Rampage. It's going to get on top of the Skink Oracle, though, which is probably the target that Chosen One would have wanted it to get onto anyway. And it's like a bat out of hell going after him. It doesn't give a crap that there are other units closer to it. It just wanted that Skink Oracle. And the Skink Oracle, healing cap already in sight. Very wounded, very expensive unit. Chaos is pulling ahead. They are pulling significantly ahead at this point in the game. Still down with Ark of Sotek is fighting another Chaos Pharaoh Manticore. That's also not a great trade for the Lizardmen. And it looks like Pterodons will be trying to get on top of the Soul of Damnation. They're probably going to drop their rocks here, but I think they might want to actually save them for the Chosen. And a little bit of miss on the rock drop there. Doesn't quite hit the cannon crew. Now the frontline fighting has started, and the Mirror Guard and this Chaos Feral Manticore are getting eaten alive by Feral Gold Ones and Saurus Warriors. The Ark of Sotek is pulling into this little arena of support to try to get more, Feral Gold Ones on top of it. And if Bob Tresh can pull out this unit... Oh, where did my painter go? This unit and get around behind it, that Manticore will get trapped, rampaged, and killed. So we'll see if he's able to do that, but he certainly has a lot of things going on right now. If there are any rock drops left in the tank for the 2 Pterodons that aren't shattered, as that one is, they definitely need to go on to Chosen, because there's not a lot of Chosen killing power in this build otherwise. Maybe the Ark of Sotek can kill them, but with a Plague of Rust and getting surrounded by Chosen, I feel like you will die very quickly. Soul of Damnation still has about half ammunition and is still largely secured. There is a Searing Doom coming down on top of these Source Warriors with shields doing great damage there. And Chosen One is pulling away with this game. Unless Bob does something crazy, I think this will be going to Chaos very shortly. Feral Cold Ones and Source Warriors breaking in the center. The center is broken. The left flank is kind of a wash, and the right flank is slightly going to Lizards, but we have 1 unit of Chosen chopping up an Ark of Sotek. Where's Siggy? Siggy's helping out his warriors, helping to fight some Saurus. Maybe trying to get onto Oxyodal. If that Skink Oracle isn't dead, which it pretty much is, if it could come back in any capacity and shoot Sigvald, maybe that would be a good way back into this game. But it looks like one of the Feral Manticores is broken. The other one's very low and fighting some Pterodons. And the air game for Chaos might be at an end. Another great Searing Doom coming down from Chosen One on top of Saurus Warriors. And Oxyodal has been spotted by Sigvald, but he is faster than Sigvald, so he should be able to outrun that guy. The Skink Oracle rallies, and the Chaos Feral Manticore rallies right next to it. Ooh, this might be bad. He can definitely dive down straight onto that Skink Oracle and probably kill it, but it looks like Chosen One might want to play a little more conservatively than that. A lot of the skirmish cav are out of ammunition, and they are pulling away from these stalkers, but I wouldn't hate for them to charge just to protect the Soul of Damnation. Soul of Damnation, I haven't seen it firing in a while. I think it really has been focusing down the Skink Oracle and these Pterodons while it's been in range. Really doesn't care about all the infantry on the ground. I guess he just thinks Chosen can handle it. And that they can. This unit Chosen is down to half health, but it has 83 kills, and there aren't a lot of chaff to get kills on besides Saurus, so that is impressive indeed. Sigvald's just going to help these Chosen fight for a little bit. Knows he can't catch an Oxyotl, but the Skink Oracle is coming back. He's healing up, and he has a decent amount of ammo to take out Sigvald, though he's going to use some of it on this Feral Manticore here, and Chosen One is dodging, and each shot is so precious. That Skink Oracle will not be able to kill Sigvald with that little of ammo, I think, and these... What is in there? Some Chaos Marauders, the Chaos Sorcerer Metal, and all those Skirmish Cav have peeled off the Stalkers. At this point, I think it might be GG. I don't know if Bob Tresh can get back into this game even if he plays perfectly. It would have to be a big slip-up from Chosen One. The Chosen over here are running out of steam, and that's a little unfortunate for them. The Chosen in the center are also struggling against that Arc of Sotek. Its AoE damage is just clearing them out. Siggy's very healthy. Soul of Damnation has plenty of ammunition. Sorcerer of Metal's around here with plenty of cast left because he doesn't use Final Transmutation to burn up all of his mana. And another good Searing Doom in here is going to take out some Chameleon Stalkers. Balance of Power is dangerously far against Lizardmen, and with a rear charge, the Chaos Feral Manticore takes out the Skink Oracle before he is going to himself run, and that will shatter him. There's no magic left on the field. Oxyotl's almost out of ammunition, actually, after all this time, and army losses will be the death of the Lizardmen. GG. Odium Chosen One moving on to the finals. Whew! Oxyotl did well. Skink Oracle was kind of focused the whole game, so he had a hard time doing well. Saurus ran mostly into Chosen, which was not their favorite time in the world. Pterodons did well, and the Arc of Sotek did great. Actually, Pterodons did okay, but the Arc of Sotek did great. Sigvald had a hard time finding a fight he really wanted to stay in. His Sorcerer pal got 800 value, which is really good. Chosen got 800 and 800, which is decent, considering what they were dealing with. Marauder Horsemen all paid for themselves, because they're only like, what, 500 gold? Chaos Feral Manticores did what they had to, and the Soul of Damnation got 2,500 value. GG. Well played indeed. Alright, we'll see Chosen One in the finals. Now this other game should be set up. I saw something with my name on it earlier. Human Boy equals Best Boy. I don't know if that's the game I'm supposed to be in. Is that? I'll check it out. But this might be a trap. If this is a trap, get me out of here. RTKS name. I don't know what's happening here. Killing Smalls? Where's Kamba? If this is Smalls. If this is Kamba or Smalls. And this is neither of them. Where's the lobby they were supposed to set up? I'm confused. I'm confused, alarmed, and angry. Huh. It's me, yes. Where? Kemba. Kemba Pero, where are you? Huh. I will message Kemba. As you should. Alright, so there's some RTK shenanigans with the name there, but that is in fact Killing Smalls. And I'm trying to locate Kamba Pero. Despite our best efforts, it looks like we will wait for the other player and then do pick and bans and all the army building stuff that everybody enjoys. So we did not, in fact, save you any time, my friends. I'm sorry. If you're his friend on Discord, will you call him? I tried, but it doesn't ring. Oh. Yeah, Discord's been really dumb recently. Kemba pero. 0. No, not -0, 0. I don't know why Discord sometimes doesn't ring and sometimes does. Sometimes it just like starts a chat thing. Where is Kemba? Are you alive? Well, now we have awkward time to fill. I'm not very good at that. Is Deadly Bunny still here? Poor Chosen One saying, please, may this be quick semis. I'm trying, Chosen One. I'm trying. You played well, though. You played very well. That Hell Cannon did more damage than I thought it would against Skink Oracle. I have to check something. Sing a song? Oh, I could. I mean, I could.
Let's take an answer.
Oi.
Like, because you're just looking for good cost-effective.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Yeah.
Where's
Apparently
Kemba?
They as an explanation, they made the mistake of telling Kemba he can go do other stuff and no one can call him.
Yep.
Are you actually calling him on his Discord?
I tried. I've been calling him,
Yeah.
but he's not answering.
I told you.
All right, that was the RTK Discord. Ice Power was in there. Sorry. Oh, you guys were disabled. You couldn't hear any of that anyway. Nice. Yeah, when I try calling Kemba, it just starts a chat. So I joined the RTK Discord, and you couldn't hear any Discord noises, but basically they all said that someone told Kemba he could go do something else while he waited, and now no one can get a hold of him. And I have messaged him. I have messaged him on my Discord. We will give him... I pinged him 25 minutes ago. I'll give him another 2 minutes. I'll give him another 2 minutes. Okay, you could hear the Discord? Alright, sweet. Because Discord had that little thing up there that said, we're in streamer mode, so they can't hear anything. Woohoo! I'll give him 2 minutes. I would normally give longer, but I'll take you with me on this adventure. Pew! You can see in the Discord, I messaged Killing Smalls and Kemba about 25 minutes ago, asking him to make a lobby. If he's not here, then that kind of counts against him a little bit. It's as if we've been waiting for, pseudo 25 minutes. And then I did message him about 3 minutes ago. So I'll give him another message, but it might be a DQ. It might be. And then we'll go up to Chosen One. Hey, Chosen One, you're in the stream. Can you make a lobby for, even if there isn't a DQ, can you just have a lobby ready for whoever comes to face you, just so we can do that? Because I don't think you and I are friends. Either that or friend me on Discord so I can invite you here. Not Discord, on Steam. But I need a timer function. I need a timer function for this nonsense, just in case these things happen. Media file. To distract everybody, tomorrow, in case you weren't here when I talked about this, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a stream where we cast some replays, and I hate casting replays, so I have to make a game for myself. This game is going to be bingo. I have to keep casting until I either run out of replays, which I have like 20, so that's probably not going to happen, or I get a bingo in any direction. And someone asked earlier, couldn't you determine when you're going to get a bingo? No, I haven't watched these replays ahead of time. I'm watching for the first time with you. I don't know what's in them. But I'm betting there's going to be Dread Saurian somewhere. Anyway, that should be fun. Nothing. And with that, time is up. All right, Chosen One, get in here. Okay, I'm adding Chosen One. Friend code. Boom, my friend code's on stream. Who's messaging me now? Okay. Send invite. People playing. Okay, cool. So still no word from Kamba. If Chosen One gets in here before him, then we are going to move on. All right, Chosen One's here. Boom, you made it to finals, Smalls. Alright, best of 5. Pick 1, ban 2. Games 1 and 2. Games 3 and 4, pick 1, ban 1. Okay. I'll make sure the player's okay with that. I like that pick and ban system. I wrote it in Discord, so in the challenge page, so people knew it was happening. But I like the pick 1, ban 1 in games 3 and 4. We will go for Galbaraz. Then not that one. Mortis Waste. We didn't actually get there, so it's fine. Mortis Waste, Eshin, Valley of Thieves, Tower of Hoeth. Okay. I'm going to write that down in Discord so I don't forget it. But those are going to be our maps. Mortis, Eshin, Valley, Tower. Good. That's in Find Your Opponent. Now people can just see that without any context. And I didn't even write the full name. I just said Valley for Valley of Thieves because I know what it means. Hey, that's the bingo card. That's not the screen blocker we usually had. That's the screen blocker we usually had. Okay. I have to change the nameplates. Chosen One. And we did, in fact, go to finals for anybody who left for a little bit while we were waiting for Kemba and then came back. Kemba didn't appear. So we don't have him. So that's that. And I'm going to advance Chosen One so the challenge looks fine. You. All right. We have Killing Smalls and Chosen One in a best of 5. Killing Smalls is pretty new to the scene as far as I understand, so the fact that they made it to a finals with Chosen One is pretty intense. To what they... Especially... Yeah. Sorry, Jeremy was typing in the chat about the pick 1, ban 1. I'm going to take you over to the bracket, and we're going to just celebrate these players today. So Chosen One had to beat Bob Trash, Dark Phoenix, Hylios, and Flame of Uden to get here. Not an easy run at all. And Killing Smalls had to fight Jay Phoenix, Red Shiro, and Zesty to get here. So both players have had a good run. Both players have had certainly a good run. I think maybe the hardest run would have been if you were stuck here with Deadly Bunny's Flying Taco, then Jay Phoenix, and the winner of that, and then Killing Smalls, we can now see made it to the finals, and then you would have had to fight Kemba in the semis, so that could have been a deadly run. Back on the other screen, actually, we have an interesting first game. Empire for Killing Smalls, banning dwarves and vampire counts, and Chosen One going Dark Elves to start off the series. Interesting. I wonder if Chosen One's going to get his Skaven pick in game 2. because I really want to see him play Skaven. Chosen One and Hadries were my two favorite people to see on stream before I played a bunch, you know, because I was learning Skaven, and they're obviously extremely good Skaven players, so that was pretty nice. If I don't get to see him play Skaven on my own stream, I'm going to be so sad, dude. See one of my heroes not play Skaven. I have a blocker up, right? Okay, good. Because I'm just staring at this army, and I realized that if it was up this whole time, that would be tragic. That would be tragic. 25 people watching today. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Apparently my more serious tournaments actually draw a bigger crowd than my meme ones, but I enjoy my meme ones potentially more. I like the silly aspects where you get to see different units and stuff. Empire Dark Elves. I don't play Dark Elves very much. I can't say what they would do. I do pick Empire into this matchup sometimes. I really like 2 handguns, 2 huntsmen, 8 state troops, some Empire Knights or Skirmish Cav, Volkmar obviously, and a Bright Wizard. I don't really go for artillery in this matchup. I feel like it's too risky. Marathi Double Manticore can nuke it pretty easily on a rush build or on a kite build. Bolt throwers will out-trade him, I found. So, but we'll see what Smalls does. Hey, Jay Phoenix. If this makes it to game 5, leave the blocker up the whole game? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Jay continuing a meme from earlier. Catan meme tournaments are more fun to watch. Dark Elves with Shield span is common. Dark Shards. Dude, actually though, alright, Ice Power is going to come in and kick me in the face and beat me up and steal my lunch money, but I don't think Dark Elves are that bad of a faction, and I don't think it's just Marathi Double Manticore. Like, they need help. They need love, obviously. Obviously, they need help. But Dark Shards are maybe like one of the best archer units in the game I found. They kick ass. Every time I use Dark Shards, it's like, this feels good. This is nice. I like this. Dark Shards are great. Some of their elite infantry is pretty good. But elite infantry right now, in general in the game, just struggles. So that part of their roster kind of sucks. Their cav is okay. Their chariots are okay. Their monster selection's kind of weak, honestly, because they don't have healing. Like, the monsters themselves are really strong, but without healing to back them up, monsters in general really struggle. So they do have weaknesses that need to be shored up a little bit, but I do actually like... Alright. Kemba has messaged me now, but it is too late, my friend. I'm sorry, Kemba! Alright, he understands. Good. No problems. Alright, what's happening here? What's going on with the Dark Elves of Chosen One? We have 3 Bleak Swords, a Dread Spear, Black Arc Corsairs. Oh, that's it! Black Arc Corsairs for a mid-tier infantry perform really well. That's the unit I liked a lot. It's only like 650 gold, and they're super good. 80 armor, 36 melee attack with a bonus versus infantry, meaning they'll get even more melee attack when they actually fight something. I love Black Arc Corsairs. They're so cool. Sisters of Slaughter. It looks like 3 Scourge Runner Chariots. Cold One Knights. Hey, Jay, you're in the chat. You're allowed 3 Scourge Runners, right? Otherwise, I'm going to have to check that. I'm pretty sure you are, but I just want to check. 2 Cold One Knights and Malekith in the sky on his Black Dragon with Soul Stealer and Gaze of Malice. Ha ha ha. So full rush build, really. I mean, you have 3 Scourge Runners to kite, but otherwise your whole build is about rushing. We have 2 Pistoliers, 2 Outriders for the Empire. We have 1 basic archer unit, a Bright Wizard, Volkmar the Grim. The Bright Wizard has Burning Head and Fireball. Alright, they're just saying ready, good luck, have fun. We have 2 Knights of the Blazing Sun. Otherwise, a front line of Spearmen and Swordsmen. 1 is Sigmar's Son's ROR. We have 2 Halberds in the back and another flanking Spearman. So kind of a kite infantry push from both armies, honestly. Yes, that's fine? Okay, good. Good, good. Just checking Just making sure. This is a final, so I do need to... you know, I just gotta be on top of my shit. Alright. Yandi telling me Kamba messed up and is sorry. It's okay, Yandi. We moved on. I'm just glad they're not mad that we skipped them, because, you know, we had to. But as long as they're not mad, we're fine. Sisters of Singing Doom. Witch Elves ROR. I missed them. I thought they were a second Black Ark Corsair. They'll be good if they can get on top of an infantry unit and rampage it or something, but I don't think there's really anything worth rampaging in this Empire lineup. Maybe if it, like, rampages Volkmar and he can't get out of the way of whatever is coming for him. Nice Gaze of Malice coming down, taking out a bunch of spearmen. Good for them so far. And these Scourge Chariots are trading pretty effectively against the Pistoliers, but the Outriders are getting damage back on them, so it looks like both parties will pull away. Neither's really happy with the damage they're taking there. Now, there's not a lot of pressure for Malekith when he's in the sky. There's only one archer unit. Otherwise, the skirmish cav has to come over and deal with him. Chosen One gets a little bit of a side charge on the spearman, but doesn't get that much damage, honestly. And now he's in danger of taking a lot of damage. He's been on the ground for too long. And all of these ranged units are coming in to deal with him. But a Burning Head coming down with these Black Ark Corsairs, but the angle is going to take it straight into some spearmen. And Knights of Blazing Sun are charging along with the Burning Head. That is epic looking, but maybe not ideal. And it takes out almost a whole unit of spearmen. Chosen One does manage to dodge back with the Bleak Swords, and it looks like Cold One Knights are going to try to get on top of Volkmar. A very minuscule breath attack comes in from Malekith. It looks like he was trying to get on top of the Knights of Blazing Sun, but it didn't really hit. I wonder if that even counted against him. On the far end of the battlefield, Scourge Runner Chariots have been running over this flank. One of them does manage to rout off, which is interesting. I wonder what was over here that could have possibly done that, but it will rally on the back field. The left flank is entirely collapsed for the Empire, and the front is going okay for them, kind of trading even. And on the right side, they're doing pretty well, but overall, I think this is a Dark Elf favored trade at the moment. Balance power slightly in the favor of Empire. They are getting some good trades off onto some very expensive unit. Cold One Knights are pretty whittled down. Sisters of Slaughters are also having a hard time. But 3 Scourge Runner Chariots are running around your backfield, man. That's going to be pretty tough to deal with. Malekith's back in the sky, and Chosen One is somehow keeping him very healthy despite all of this ranged pressure from the skirmish cav all over him. I wonder if they've just not been shooting him or if they've been missing or what. But I don't think he's cast a Soul Stealer to heal yet. So can't be that. Knights of Blazing Sun rallying on the outside, going to come back in, but they're very beat up. I don't know how much they'll be able to get done with the rest of this game. There's a nice little blob here for the Empire that could be Soul Stealer if Malekith was a little more damaged or gave a shit about it. But a Gaze of Malice was trying to go down, and then it was canceled instead for a breath attack, and that's going to be really good damage. Oh, that was a nice breath attack by Chosen One. Excellent, excellent stuff from him. And now this is a Burning Head coming down, I believe, on top of those Sisters of Singing Doom and hitting the Cold One Knights a little bit. All right, good cast there. But as we mentioned before, these Scourge Runner Chariots have just decimated the backfield. Spearmen are all over the place, fleeing for their lives. Archers have been shattered, if not killed entirely. And now again, we're back with this trade of Outriders versus Scourge Runner Chariots. I think that's actually a good trade for the Outriders, but it looks like Killing Smalls is going to pull away from that. The Soul Stealer comes down on top of 3 infantry units and 1 Pistolier. Good stuff there, getting Malekith back up to full health, and the Dark Elves still not favored on the balance of power, but I really like where they're at in this game. I'm trying to think what I'm missing that's giving the Empire such an edge. I guess these 2 Outriders have tons of ammo. Volkmar's still full health, and they do have a Wizard on the field. That could be it, but these Scourge Runners look really dominant. Malekith's super strong right now. I wonder what's going to kill Malekith. If Malekith focuses on chasing around these skirmish cav, because the Outriders can't fire 360, right? So they have to stop and shoot him. If he chases them, he could get a lot of damage on him. But this, I feel like, is a big mistake. He's taking so much damage from fighting Volkmar right in front of these 2 skirmish cav. And now Chosen One does pull up these Scourge Runner Chariots. That is good play. He's going to get some good trades in here, but Malekith took a lot of damage he didn't need to. Dark Elf infantry are almost non-existent at this point. They're largely relying on a half-health unit of Cold One Knights and 3 Scourge Runners to do all of the work for them. I mean, 1 unit of Dread Spears isn't going to do anything. The Empire's also running a bit sparse in the infantry game, so this is mostly down to Skirmish Cav and Lords. Malekith gets a great pick onto this Bright Wizard right in between the Empire support, and he will run him off. And as we said at the start of the game, Volkmar will get rampaged by these Sisters of Singing Doom before they are going to rout, and that stops him from turning around and doing whatever he wanted to with Malekith, and maybe he can even get rear charged. The Pistoliers have been caught up, Malekith diving down on top of them just to bomb their leadership. When a giant dragon lands on your head, you're usually not too happy about it. This Scourge Runner unit is getting chewed down, so is another one. This is close. This is close. It's coming down to the very end. I still think the Dark Elves have it, but it's definitely anybody's game. Ooh, these Cold One Knights are really extending out there. I guess Chosen One does not want to deal with any Burning Heads in the late game or something, or Fireballs on his Scourge Runners, but he might need those very healthy Knights over here. A good Final Trans does come, Soul Stealer comes down, hits all the cavalry left in the Empire force, and a Gaze of Malice is going to come down on top of Sigmar's Sons, deleting them a bit, and Chosen One's spell play has been excelente. Excelente. Volkmar the Grim's trying to fight all these spears. He can fight all these spears, and he can probably even fight the Scourge Runner Chariots, but Malekith's going to be a huge problem for him. And he doesn't have a lot left to help him anymore, not with those Outriders gone. Scourge Runner Chariot's doing an excellent job chasing everybody off, and Malekith is going to cycle charge to his heart's content against Volkmar, unless he just wants to sit and take this fight, and it looks like he does. Cold One Knights do finish chasing off the Bright Wizard in the backfield. They can come back here, and I think this is going to be GG for the Dark Elves. Balance Power is still full of shit, thinking that there's a chance Empire comes back in this game. I'm telling you right now, they don't. Jeremy, does Malekith have Soul Stealer? If he's got it and hasn't used it yet, I'm not sure he can beat it at this point. Yeah. I would agree with that assessment, Jeremy. I would agree. The balance power is a fickle thing. When you really look at the state of the game, the Dark Elves were kind of running the show in the last half a bit. But Killing Smalls played well. I mean, it was a close game. I was saying Dark Elves were in an advantage, but it wasn't over. After that, I think where the game turned into over territory was that last Soul Stealer. It hit so many things. Everything broke. Outriders couldn't use their ammunition. And from that point, it was pretty bad. Malekith might have another breath attack, but I think he's fine just fighting it out, because Malekith's winning this fight, so there's no reason for Chosen One to change the state of things. Just, if you're winning, keep winning. Chark's coming in, saying GG. And that is GG. Chosen One will go up 1-0 against Killing Smalls. And I skipped the end screen, so nobody gets to see any value. Haha, also I forgot. And crap. Well, I'm sorry about this, but I can guarantee you Malekith got a lot of value. Mortis Waste's next map was that Mali value. I skipped on accident. Yeah, Chosen One saying Malekith got 4.9k value. Chosen One picks, bans, two. That was not a mistype of the brain. That was a fat finger on the one. Hey, Chosen One gets to play Skaven! Let's go! Let's go! I get to see some Skaven on my stream. You don't know how rare that is for me, honestly. If I'm not playing Skaven, the shit never gets played. It never gets played. Alright, thankfully for Killing Smalls, Skaven have plenty of counter matchups that are all about equally good. So with 2 bans, you can't really ban out the bad matchups for Skaven. Now the thing I like about Skaven, I've talked about this on stream before, is I think there's only one matchup that's straight up unwinnable. And it is... Okay, good, my screen blocker's up. Alright, sweet. A build was just immediately loaded and I was like, ugh! You've heard me talk about this on stream before, but I like Skaven because none of their matches are straight up unwinnable. Some of them are just bad. But there's things like Dwarves where there are matchups that are actually impossible to play. So I ban Wood Elves and Beastmen just like Chosen One does, apparently. Because those are my 2 least favorite to play. But you still have Vampire counts are bad for Skaven. Norska's bad for Skaven. Warriors of Chaos is banned for Skaven. Greenskins is less bad than the others I just mentioned, but it's still bad for Skaven. High Elves is kind of bad for Skaven, but that one's more even. Dark Elves is pretty even. So there's a lot of picks left there. And we're going to get greenskins. Now, if anybody saw me play Dr. Jellyfish and get my ass handed to me, you'll know that Grom the Paunch, a Goblin Caster, and a River Troll Hag with Spirit Leech is actually still pretty strong post-nerf. Now, I don't know if the Stone Trolls are really that necessary. They're really cowardly. They're still good, maybe one or two, but I wouldn't take too many Stone Trolls. Night Goblins with the Loons still do okay, mostly for their Vanguard, so you have less distance to cross if you're going to rush. If you're going to kite, then you obviously don't really want them because their Vanguard goes to waste. So it depends on what the greenskins want to do. I would like to see a rush build. I always just think that's more interesting play than kiting for 20 years, but that's me. For the Skaven. Oh. It's tough. It's tough. You kind of have to guess what they've got coming at you, and if you guess wrong, you're at a pretty severe disadvantage. Ice Power was telling me he likes Snitch in this matchup, and after hearing his argument, I don't disagree. Bellseer is usually pretty good. I've always liked Skrulk. I liked Skrulk for his Contaminate on his melee attacks. So you lower leadership of an already leadership-lowering faction. And then he has Rod of Corruption, which is kind of like a Soul Stealer in an area, so if you get blobbed up on by Stone Trolls and Goblins, you can start draining them and contaminate them, and then if you get some Slingers or anything with range to shoot into them, I think that's like minus 20 leadership right there between all those things I just listed, and usually they'll route off and get out of your way. I also like Liber Bubonicus for if they let the Goblin Shaman get too close, Liber Bubonicus take like half their health, which is pretty good. So I like Skrulk there, but I know he's not the best, I just like him. I think an Assassin on the Skaven side is pretty necessary to nerf down Grom in the later parts of the game with the Assassin's Trophy. Rival High Talisman's also really good at blunting the charge, and the Greenskins only have their charge. If they don't capitalize on their first engagement with you, once you get to the melee portion of the game, obviously. Once you get to the melee portion of the game, if they don't capitalize on their first meeting of your front line, they're going to lose. And if you can pop a Rival High Talisman, placing your assassin in such a way that you can stop two different melee fights. Let's say there's Orc Boys on one side and Goblins with Stone Trolls on the other. If you put your assassin between the fights, pop Rival Hide, and then pick a fight and engage with him, you slow down both of them enough that Poison Wind's going to be coming in, Slingers are going to be throwing. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an assassin or two here. Couple Slingers are good. They trade okay with the Greenskin Skirmish Cav. They're super cheap. They lower Stone Troll leadership, but they're not going to do any damage. And then this is where it gets tricky, and this is where I struggle with the matchup. All that stuff I just said, I'm super confident in. Super confident. That's a great way to play. And then what actually kills Grom the Paunch and Stone Trolls, I am constantly arguing with myself. Because sometimes Warp Lightning Cannons hit Grom, and they do great. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And then other times, they miss all game and they don't do anything. And they suck against Stone Trolls. And I'm like, okay. Well, then I'll pick Jezzails. They have armor-piercing range attacks. For some reason, they just don't do a lot of damage to Stone Trolls. They don't do magic damage. They just do armor-piercing. Still don't do a lot of damage to Stone Trolls. So that's always a mistake. But I don't know. I guess you could go a melee-focused build. I don't play this one a lot. I don't play this matchup a lot, honestly. Because last patch, it was always first pick Greenskins. I'd counterpick it with something, and then when it's my turn, I'd first pick Skaven, So I didn't run into it too much. But it's hard. I do not like it as the Skaven. But let's see how Chosen One handles it. Maybe I can learn something today. That'd be good. Figure out how to deal with this shit. I believe I took the blocker down. Yes, I did. And we're getting into game 2 of the finals of the tournament of the 13. Yes, number 2. If you win this tournament, you go into the qualifiers. We're going to have 4 people. And we'll do the playoffs at a later date with the four lads. Fourth place gets $10, third place gets 20, second place gets 50, and first place gets $100 once we get there. This is interesting. All right. So Killing Smalls has gone 2 Orc Boy Biggins, 4 Orc Boy Biggins, 2 Orc Boy Chariots, 1 Grom the Paunch, a Giant Ritual Hag with Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna for the Council Guard. We have Night Goblins with Fanatics, the ROR Night Goblins with Fanatics, 2 Orc Boys, and 5 Goblins. That is a lot of Cav. That is a lot of Cav. And Orc Cav is usually pretty bad. I will be curious to see if it does any good here. For Chosen One, we have a Grey Seer of Plague with Vermintide and the Dreaded 13th. We have 1 unit of Rat Ogres. Do I see 2? Nope. 1 unit of Rat Ogres, a Hell Pet Abomination, Skaven Slave front line with some Skaven Slave Spears mixed in. We have Gutter Runners on the front line, all 3 with poison. We have 1 Poison Wind Mortar, not the ROR. We have the secondary line, has all Clan Rats with Spears. And the tertiary line, never mind, secondary line, has Wolf Rats, all of them with poison. That is a very different build than anything I've seen. I imagine the Gutter Runners will trade quite well with Skirmish Cav. That doesn't exist, but in Chosen One's mind, there's going to be Skirmish Cav here. So that would trade quite well with them. Other than that, Poison Wind Mortars will force the Greenskins forward. Wolf Rats do okay against their light cavalry. And do okay against Stone Trolls if they don't break. I feel like this build is weak to Mass Archer, which the Greenskins can sometimes take. But it is a really good build. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Chosen One's going to advance and start skirmishing. Wolf Rats will do well against the Orc Boar Chariots if they don't break, which is always the thing with Wolf Rats. You got to throw that if they don't break on the very end there. And oh boy, they are running straight up. Are they going to actually take this charge? That is super scary. That is super, super scary. There's some sort of effect coming in here. Oh, Poison Wind hit their own Wolf Rats. Now the Wolf Rats got some damage onto the Goblins, but they took so much damage that they're going to break. I don't think that was a worthwhile trade. I do not think so. So the 2 of the Wolf Rats are at half health already, which is a little tough. One's getting rear charged by Grom the Paunch. Grey Seer of Plague is way out here. If he gets surrounded by Orc Boar Boy Biggins, that's going to be a bad time for him. Though I suppose Poison Wind Mortars will cover him pretty effectively, and a Dreaded 13th could also take a lot of things out. But the Orc Boy Biggins are struggling. They're barely even killing Gutter Runners, and they're getting poisoned the whole time. The other Orc Boy Biggins seem to be forgotten in the background a little bit. They need to advance with all the other ones. And it looks like Killing Smalls is trying to just push forward and get out of this little kill zone here. Maybe get on top of the Poison Wind Mortars, who he is already Spirit Leeching down. Night Goblins Fanatics are charging up their loons against some Clan Rat summons. I hope they don't throw their loons into the summon, otherwise that would be a big waste. And Grom the Paunch has gone deep, very deep, maybe even too deep, as now he's surrounded by Wolf Rats, Rat Ogres, and the Hell Pit Abominations very nearby. And Grom the Paunch is not invincible. He is slippery, but not invincible. If he gets stuck there for too long, he will die. Poison Wind Globes are back online for Chosen One, and he's firing over. Both the Orc Boar Biggins are about to break off. The Orc Boar Chariots are coming in now. A nice Scorch Cast trying to be predictive on these Goblins. He gets a decent amount of damage done. Grom the Paunch has to get out of here, or the Greenskins have to bail him out. I think Killing Smalls maybe has forgotten he's over here, and he's now giving him orders to walk away. Overall, a good start from Chosen One. The initial play looked like maybe the Greenskins were an advantage, but so far they have suffered a lot of losses to try to get into this box. Giant Ritual Hag overextends a little bit and is getting picked off in the middle here, and Chosen One is starting to run away with this, I feel. Just a little bit. Now, some Goblins could turn around and get on these Poison Wind Mortars, shut them down, and if they stop nuking all of these Orc Boar Biggins, then the Greenskins could get back in this. Orc Boar Chariots are coming over here, trying to get on top of all these Gutter Runners, and they do. They're doing decent damage, but they're getting chased by Rat Ogres and the Hell Pit Abominations, so they can't stay for too long and have a chat. It looks like some of the Greenskins infantry will now get on top of the Poison Wind Mortars. Just about, and finally stop them from shooting. But is it too little? Is it too late? We will find out. Giant Ritual Hag has rallied, and with a Wah, she probably won't break, and she does need to regen up. A lot of Skaven forces are getting caught up on these Goblins, and some Poison Wind looks like it came down and hurt all of those troops. That's an even trade on both sides, but what's not an even trade on both sides is the Grey Seer getting his expletive deleted rocked by Grom the Paunch and some chariots. That is going to be a big loss for the Skaven if he fully goes down. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't broken yet, considering how much damage he's taken in a small amount of time. The goblins that were on top of the Poison Wind Mortars are pushed off by the Gutter Runners, and the Poison Wind Mortars will fire once again. But I wonder if Smalls can finish off this Grey Seer. If he can, that will be a very big play for him. Orc-Boar Chariots are still all over him. Ground the Paunch is pushing past the Hellpit Abomination. The Hellpit Abomination is now surrounded by other troops. They will have a harder time getting away. The Grey Seer is running. The Poison Wind Globes have chariots all over them. That is looking very bad. And the Greenskins are just battling hard back into this game. The Orc Boar Boy Biggins, I don't know if they were the play, but it looks like Grom and the Orc Chariots were enough to get some of the work done here. Hellpit Abomination should probably be fighting the River Troll Hag if it's going to stay over here. Otherwise, it should get going. Go fight Grom. Go fight some Orc Chariots. And those Poison Wind Mortars are also going to break. The Grey Seer with the Bell is running, and it hasn't died yet. It has 48 HP. It hasn't shattered, and it does die. And that gives a big leadership debuff to the Skaven force who desperately needs it. And we can see chain routes coming in now. Everything on your screen is routing except for the Hellpit Abomination. And this is a very sudden turn of events against the Greenskins. The Hellpit Abomination did turn and start fighting the Giant River Troll Hag, and it kicked her ass for a little bit there. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't know if it will be enough at all. These Orc-Boar Chariots could probably run off some of these units so they don't come back, especially those Poison Wind Mortars. But it looks like maybe Killing Smalls just wants to run over here, break the Hellpit Abomination, and try to end this game. Could be a little bit of a mistake to clump up this much. I mean, there's no magic left to punish you or anything, but still, a mass terror route could take you out. But army losses is the friend of victors. And that will be the game. 1-1. Killing Smalls and Chosen One. I'm not going to skip it this time. I'm sorry I did last time. It was a mistake. I got this. Grom Paunch getting 1,600 value. Giant River Troll Hag getting about 700. Goblins doing goblin stuff, dying for the great cause. Fanatics didn't really pay for themselves because Skaven stuff. Orc Boar Chariots both got about 1,000 value. And Orc Boar Boy Biggins really struggled. So a lot of that was leadership routing for the Greenskins. Chosen One's Grey Seer got about 1,000 value. Good stuff there, especially for a Caster Lord. I wonder if a Dreaded 13th came out and we missed it. I didn't see any Chosen with Halberds. Stormfront with Halberds running around. So I don't think one was cast just yet. Got others poison. One of them did okay. The others really struggled to pay for themselves. Poison Wind Mortars did excellently. Wolf Rats died pretty quickly, and the Hellpit Abomination did all right. It was a good game. I think the Wolf Rats were a little... Wolf Rats were a little over-aggressive. Would be my opinion there. Okay. I need to see what map... map is Ashen. Okay. So we are 1-1. Boom. Map is Ashen. Yep. And just for Chosen One, I will type Ashen Valley Tower, Valley of Thieves, Tower of Hoeth left. Smalls picks 1, bans 1. Cannot pick or ban a faction already picked or banned by you. Just making sure. I haven't seen Smalls in a ton of tournaments, so I don't know if they know the pick and ban stuff. So, just making sure. First game they played Empire, banned Dwarves, and Vampire Counts. So they cannot ban Dwarves or Vampire Counts again. So what will they pick? Oh, maybe High Elves. High Elves aren't the strongest faction right now, but they're a decent first pick. They have a lot of tools. For first pick, you want a faction with a lot of tools. Pick High Elves, ban Beastmen. Hey, I got it! Nice. Maps. Eshin. Alright, what's the chat saying? Caligar Iron Fist is here. What up, dude? Haven't seen you type, so if you've been here this whole time and I haven't said hi to you, that's my bad. Grom YOLO'd out of that surround? Yeah, I don't know how he got out of there. Grom's mass is a little insane. Chark saying, wow, GG. GG indeed. That's fair. Change map, please. I don't think Killing Smalls realized that we're talking to them. Pokemon reference. Oh boy, Killing Smalls is pulling out the Pokemon references and confusing Chosen One and hoping Chosen One will hurt themselves in confusion. What is going on? Murph's Discord is popping off right now. I'm just seeing if any of that requires my attention. It does not. It looks like we have High Elves with the banned Beastmen. Chosen One is immediately going to pick Bretonia as soon as they see the map. All right. All right. I have a blocker up. Good, good. So, who wins this? These are neither of my preferred factions. Elves have a lot of spears, but I've found that if you take... I mean, Fey Double Paladin's super common, but Lewin's also pretty good here. He can get Tempest if he's in the sky, so I guess you want to stay on the ground with Fey. Probably going to see Fey Double Paladin out of Chosen One. 4 or more Peasant Archers, at least 2 of them having the poison. Knights of the Realm trade okay against... They trade well against Lyrian Reavers, but if there are Silver Helms, Knights of the Realm trade okay, but slowly. Because they're not armor piercing, unfortunately. I learned that playing the Empire matchup a bunch. Who messaged me? What do you want? Alright. Grace is going to go walk the pup, and she was just wondering if I wanted to come with, but I told her this would take a while. Oh. And then I get spam emails, so nothing that important. Nothing that needs my attention. Chosen One's already ready to go. Behind the screen blocker, I see half of a High Elf build, but it looks like Killing Smalls may not be super familiar with this. That or they're just taking their time. But they did make a joke about being out of factions already, so... maybe they are in trouble. Hank Cyrus, I think that's the first Discord mod I've seen so far. How you doing, bud? What was Neckbet here earlier? Hold on, I'll scroll. No, you are the first Discord mod to get here. Yeah, still going. We're in the finals. It's 1-1 out of a best of 5. Yeah, first Discord mod to get here. Cyrus, what would have happened if everybody here was fighting? Huh? I would have been all alone without you. The new RTK guy, this is RTK Killing Smalls. They just had a little bit of a joke with their name. This is Killing Smalls. Pretty new player. Pretty new player fighting against the legendary, the illustrious Chosen One. I'll take you to the bracket quick. We have Killing Smalls. They fought Kamba Pero, but Kamba was indisposed at the time, so we did have to advance without playing that semifinal. On the other side, we had Chosen One and Bob Tresh. But Killing Smalls beat Jay Phoenix and Red Shiro and Zesty to get here. It's a good run by them. Chosen One beat Bob Tresh, Dark Phoenix, Helios, and Flame of Uden. Discord or YouTube? YouTube? I'm confused by the question. Butcherbird, all my Discord mods are also YouTube mods, but then you and Neckbet are YouTube mods who are not my Discord mods. Yeah. Yeah, my Discord, I have to be very careful who I give mods to because of I promote a community of trolls, which I love my community of trolls, but if you give them Discord power, they kind of go a little nuts. Like, Butcherbird's a wild card, but he does his job. He does his job really well. Hydra versus Minotaur in Warhammer, Troy, and Age of Mythology. Let's go. Dude, okay, if you played Age of Mythology, the Hydra sucks. A Hydra sucks. It is stupid. It is a stupid monster. Its attack animations are terrible. It doesn't do that much damage. Oh, but if I get a lot of kills, I get more heads. Yeah, cool, but you never get any kills because you suck. You're a piece of shit, Hydra. I hate you. Minotaur is a badass. He's cheap. He's age 1. He has an attack animation that knocks units away from him or kills them straight up. But you know how good it is to fight heroes with a Minotaur? You just run up and you're like, hey, Ajax, punt it across the field. I'm going to win the fight while you pick your broke ass up and walk back here and try to fight me. Hey, friggin', I'm passionate about this, Hammond. You're wrong. Hydras suck. Minotaurs are great in Age of Mythology. Okay. Rant over. I need to get rid of the screen blocker. Focus on the game. But I hope you know I'm mad at you. On to Game 3 of Killing Smalls versus Chosen One. We have High Elves versus Bretonia. I expect to see a lot of spears. Now, Bretonia, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to expect to see. Probably Fey Double Paladin. Yes, Hank Cyrus, I got the screen blocker. I got you. Reed Walsh, it's a strong opinion because it's the correct opinion. It's, that game is like 20 years old at this point, and this is very relevant discussion that's happening right now. So for Killing Smalls, they went with just how many spears can you fit into a build, it looks like. We have... Okay, those are some Silver Guard. I was like, is that 6 spearmen? 3 Silver Guard, 3 spearmen, Lothern Sea Guard, all of which with shields. We have 4 Lothern Sea Guard with shields, double Noble on horse, along with Horse Teclis, who has Regrowth, Fiery Convocation, and Flock of Doom. Oh, and also a net. That is a lot of spells. The double Nobles, it looks like they don't have anything. It looks like they are just naked Nobles on horses. We have the Heralds of the Wind, Illyrian Reavers, archers, and another unit of Illyrian Reaver archers on the other flank. It's just a spear. It's just a lot of spears. Spear box. Good, good, good. On the other side... sorry, Hank Cyrus asking if I play Troy. No, that was Age of Mythology. We're not talking about Troy. I don't know anything about Troy. I know it wasn't popular when it came out. On the other side, Chosen One has a bunch of peasant mobs backed up by, it looks like, men-at-arms. Wow. He really likes this one of every unit thing. We have some spearmen-at-arms with shields, some spearmen-at-arms without shields, some foot squires, some battle pilgrims as the backup. Okay. Then we have 2 archers with pox arrows. We have 2 trebuchets, neither of which is blessed. And then we have questing knights, questing knights, questing knights, and questing knights. All right. So if there was a cab fight, Chosen One came to win it because Armored Cav can't do shit against all those questing knights. Fey Enchantress is on the ground. The Paladins are both in the sky, which would leave them prone to Tempest, but there is no Tempest. I think Chosen One's build's going to do very well. I think Chosen One's build's going to do very well against what's here. The Foot Squires will actually trade well against a lot of the Spearmen. The Paladins in the air are not going to be punished at all for being in the air. They'll get to run around and do whatever they want. Fey Enchantress is always a good lord. Questing Knights are going to destroy Spearmen and Silver Guard if they can rear charge them, obviously not run straight into them. And the Trebuchets will actually force the Hile forward. I like this build. It's a good build. This is a good build. Hank Cyrus, this is game 3, so there's only one ban. It was High Elves ban Beastmen, and the counter pick was Bretonia. Chosen One's sitting, shooting with catapults. He doesn't need to advance, and he doesn't want to. And meanwhile, the High Elves are moving up as fast as their legs can carry them without overextending. I think Killing Smalls has a really good, meaty box, but I don't think there's a lot of killing power behind it. I mean, all your damage is going to come from 4 Lothern Sea Guard. I don't think that's going to be enough to carry this game. The double Nobles are going to have a hell of a time, and they would maybe do well against Paladins, but the Paladins can fly, and there's no reason for them to come down, so they can just opt out of that fight. I think the High Elves will run out of steam. Who was it on my stream? I know Pugnabone was in the game, but I can't remember which side he was playing, but it was on this map and it was High Elves, and Pugnabone literally just took every single unit he could with a spear on it and then waited to the late game. And that did work, but the build against him didn't have this much infantry killing with 2 Trebs and some Battle Pilgrims, some Foot Squires, some Questing Knights. Like, it was just a different situation. Free little charge there on the Peasant Mob, just going to try to break them off really quick. And it looks like the Fan Enchantress is already starting to drain down some Spearmen, just avoiding the Double Paladin Teclis squad. Though Teclis has a net, so if Chosen One's ever a little lazy with his micro on Fang Enchantress, it can definitely get netted down and gooned. Double Paladin will kill Faye very, very quickly. Is that an overcast net right away? That is an overcast net right away. These Paladins have to get over there. They have to get on Fey Enchantress right now. But it looks like some of the High Elf micro is going into the backfield where some Field Trebuchets have already been compromised by Illyrian Reaver Archers. On the other side, it will happen too. The Double Noble are trying to get in there on top of the Fey Enchantress. And if they can get in here, that'll be a huge play for this game. Fiery Convocation coming down as the net wears off. But if these Knights pull away, they're going to be abandoning the Fey Enchantress. And she does somehow run with them. The Nobles got caught up on something. In the backfield, we can see the Illyrian Reaver Archers are getting zoned off by Questing Knights, but they might just break the Trebuchets while they're at it. The frontline fight is going decently for the High Elves, but they're kind of losing some of the range trades, honestly. And the mobile game's going pretty badly for them, because they don't have a mobile game. And Fey Enchantress is choosing to take this fight again. If Teclis' net comes out at cooldown while he's in the same zip code as her, that is going to be a bad time. The Double Paladin really haven't engaged at all. They're fine, apparently, with how this is going. One of those Field Trebuchets does end up breaking. It will definitely rally before it gets to the edge of the map. An Awakening of the Wood comes down here and does about 1/4 of the damage on these Lava and Sigurd. Another overcasted net coming down. And Fey Enchantress is going to run straight into it. That is a huge misplay from Chosen One. And it looks like Killing Smalls is going to get right on top of him after that. He has to. Has to. And that is some horse shit, but that's fine. Wall netted, the Paladins take to the sky, getting a forward charge, getting them closer to their lord, and maybe even giving her the Guardian debuff. That's not okay, but it's not controllable. Neither of the players cheated. I'm just saying the game's dumb. Alright, Fey Enchantress took a good amount of damage, but she did manage to live through that little gooning attempt. Both the Paladins in the sky need to get active. They need to go help her. Questing Knights are going to peel for her a little bit, though. Frontline, which is all the High Elves brought, is winning. And good for her, but Teclis gets a good Flock of Doom on this big old chunk of cavalry. It is not Traitorkin, though, so it will not instantly delete all of them. A full health unit of Questing Knights is running now towards the Lava and Seaguard, and half-ass Spearmen you may be, Questing Knights be Questing Knights, and they're going to do a lot of damage to you. Though they are taking 3 Archers worth of volleys on their way in, and that is not good for them at all. Paladins and Teclis have tried to break that center area. They will soon and can maybe run back and shut down those Trebuchets, but I don't know how much he cares at this point. A lot of his infantry that they can shoot are already pretty much dead. Another Great Awakening of the Wood coming down from the Fey Enchantress, doing more damage to Lothar and Seaguard. And an Earthblood. She is burning through mana right now. Teclis and Paladins decide to screw fighting the Trebuchets, and they're going to come back and try to fight these Paladins, perhaps? Or maybe go towards Fey. Does Teclis have another net up? If he uses a net here, he's got to be so close to out of Winds of Magic. There's no way you have that much left. How else is it going? High Elf Spearman Corps is... I mean, they're beating all the peasants to death, but there's so much else besides the peasants to worry about. Trebuchets are still online, Archers are still online, there's a lot of cav running around. And the High Elves, I think, are slowly going to get whittled away here. Faye going in is a little scary, but she's completely surrounded by Questing Knights, so the Nobles would have a hard time getting to her. And that is going to be a good fight for the Bretonnians there. They will kill plenty of High Elves. Balance power is going away from the High Elves at this point. Bretonnia is pulling solidly ahead. And if there was a fiery complication or something to clean this up, maybe Teclis can get out of here, but otherwise he does appear to be surrounded and getting beat up. One of the nobles breaks, another noble breaks as well. An overcast net coming down, there has to be a fiery complication coming down, otherwise that was not worth the time. And why did that net stop? What just happened? Why did that net stop? I mean, I don't know if it would have mattered in the state of the game because army losses is here, but can anybody in chat explain to me why the net just stopped? What the hell? That was weird. And it looks like we will call it there. Well, that was odd. Pug versus Glenn. Pug went against dwarves and in chariot as well. I mean, does the spell end because the Lord dies? I didn't know that was true. That's so weird. So weird. Because, like, if Sartorial or, like, Marathi gets, like, a Soul Stealer or a Final Trans off before they die, you know, it still goes off, doesn't it? It's weird. Anyway, I don't think it would have changed the course of that game. Lawd and Seaguard largely paid for themselves. Silver and Guard did okay. Nobles did okay, and Teclis did fine. For Chosen One, Fey and Chantry did great. Double Paladins, one of them did great, one of them did just fine. And Spearmen at Arms did their job. Foot Squires and Battle Pilgrims struggled a little bit. Archers did well. Questing Knights did okay compared to their cost. I mean, that one did well. That one paid for itself, but the other two didn't. And Trebs did fine. Pogna Bone saying that's the most probable explanation. It is, but it's weird that Nets like would be a specific spell that like if your Lord dies, the spell just stops, but no other spell in the game just stops. That's anyway. That was odd. I need a screen blocker and I need to change the score. Chosen One will go up 2. And now it is Chosen One's turn to pick one, ban one. Map is Valley of Thieves. All right. He is correct. Chosen One picks one, bans one. And what did he play? He played Skaven, he banned Beastmen and Wood Elves. He cannot ban Beastmen and Wood Elves again. He will pick Greenskins, ban Lizardmen. That's a good play. That's a good play. That leaves Vampire Counts open. Vampire Counts is largely considered to be a Greenskin counter. Chaos is okay here. It's an even matchup in my opinion. Dark Elves is... I mean, I would vote Dark Elves is good here, but you'd have to ask Ice. But I feel like Marathi Double Manticore with Soul Stealers is really good against Greenskins. So sue me. What has Smalls played? Smalls has played Empire, Greenskins, and High Elves. Dwarves could be a pick. I don't like the matchup as dwarves, but some people do. Yeah. Tomb Kings is okay. If I were killing Smalls and I played all the factions in the entire game, I don't know if they do. I don't know what their favorite factions are, but anyway. If I was killing Smalls and I played all the factions in the entire game, I'd probably go Vampire Counts. But yeah. Chaos vs. Greenskins is bad. It depends. Because Hank Cyrus, you can kite with a bunch of Spider Riders and Wolf Riders, and they'll trade okay against Horsemen. And you can still take Loons. They'll still kill a lot of elite Chaos Infantry if there are any. You can take Stone Trolls and abuse their healing. Ground the Paunch is still good. River Troll Hag's still good. And a Goblin Shaman on foot. So if you play it, like, really... How do I say this without being a dick? If you play it toxically, it's a good matchup for Greenskins, in my opinion. But if you try to, like, rush them or not abuse your advantages as the Greenskins, it can be pretty bad. But... Haven't played it on this patch yet, so maybe it's better for Greenskins or something. Because I used to play it from the Chaos side. I mentioned earlier I don't play Greenskins. I'm really bad at it. But I used to play Chaos into Greenskins back when they were OP, and I won about 45% of the games. Killing Smalls is going to pick Beastmen into Greenskins. I don't know how this goes. I don't know if I've seen it. I would guess it's Beastmen favored. Because their chariots are better at the moment. I would guess it's Beastmen favored. I got a screen blocker up. Good, good. So what do I expect? I mean, Beastmen are probably going to rush. I would have a hard time seeing them take a kite build against greenskins who just do that better. Their skirmish cav would get out skirmished. Ungor Raiders would do okay, but they could get brain bursted down pretty easily. Yeah. I don't see the Beastmen doing that. They're probably going to rush. So greenskins can either try to catch the rush with stone trolls and ground the paunch and just try to weather the storm and beat them in the face. Savage Orc Biggins. But you could also go like Goblin Spam, but I don't know how good the loons are here. Savage Orc Biggins, the Beastmen really don't have a lot of armored things, so I think a couple Biggins would be good. Orc Boar Chariots to try to abuse the Tuskor Chariots, or try to at least fight them, but that could be tough. Basic Spider Riders actually mucked him up pretty good in the game of, oh, crap, who was that? Someone was playing on this stream, and they used Spider Riders to catch out Orc Boar Chariots. It was Bob Tresh and Chosen One. And Spider Riders held him in place. Ulrich Rawl is pointing out in the chat, abuse advantages, play toxic. That sounds so annoying. I prefer to say use your advantages equals skill. I agree with you in theory, but when a greenskin player uses their skill on you, and it is skillful, like it's hard to do. I've announced many times that I don't play greenskins very well, so I'm not saying it's easy. But man, when someone is greenskin styling on you and you just have to sit there and like wait as one Spider Rider attacks you, and as soon as you try to counterplay against it, it dodges, and another one comes in to fulfill the attacking rule. All the while, you're getting Vindictive Glared and Spirit Leech, and you're just sitting there like, I'm having fun playing the game. Waiting for them to run out of ammo. It just sucks. It, like, sucks. It's a terrible time where I have no fun, and that's why I call it toxic. But the players playing it could be very nice people. I was just saying the playstyle sucks. Like, it's just not... It's not a fun video game when you play against a good greenskin player. What's always a fun video game is playing against Norska. Norska shit's gonna happen. I've never been Norska kited, and now someone's gonna try to find me in quick battle and do it to me, but I don't doubt it can happen, but I've never seen it happen. Norskan players are normally chads, and they just want to fight. That's my kind of game. I don't know. The greenskin meta was a dark time. It was a dark time. Yeah, Pugnabone saying some broken stuff doesn't need skill to use, but that's not, that wasn't my argument at all. My argument at all is that in my personal opinion, I don't think the kite, and like Wood Elf kite is different, right? What I'm talking about is using Spider Riders to fulfill the attacking rule while you're getting spell kited. I just think that's not fun. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, and I'm not saying it doesn't take skill. It's just not a fun video game. Like, and that is what this game is. It's competitive, but it's still a video game, and I like to have fun when I play it. That's all I meant. Oh, all right. We're getting in here. I'll get rid of the screen blocker now. I'll accidentally open Skype for the third time this stream. And we are on to the Valley of Thieves. If Chosen One wins this, he wins the whole tournament. He will go into the playoffs to join Ice Power and 2 other people. And that also guarantees Chosen One will win money. It's just how much money is the question. In playoffs, 4th place gets 10. 3rd place gets 20, 2nd place gets 50, and 1st place gets 100 big ol' dollars. Alrighty. So what do we have here? For the Beastmen, we have 2 Tuskor Chariots, a Bray Shaman of Wilds, also on a Tuskor Chariot. Now I need to find their other stuff. Okay, none of the other heroes are on Tuskor Chariots. No rules have been broken this day. 2 Centaurs on one flank with a Doom Bull and... Wait, sorry. Gore Bull and Torax the Brass Bull. We have 5 Ungor Raiders, 2 more Centaurs on the other side, and a front line of Ungor Herds and Ungor Spearmen. For the Greenskins of Chosen One, we have Wolf Riders and Spider Riders. It looks like 3 and 2 is the mix there, same as you took against Bob Tresh. 2 Spider Riders for melee. It looks like Savage Orcs, 1 of which is Biggins, 2 of which are regular Savage Orcs, 4 Goblins in the backline, 2 Orc Boar Chariots, 2 River Troll Hags, 1 with Spirit Leech, 1 with nothing besides Mither, the Slow. We have a Goblin Great Shaman on their Spider with Vindictive Glare and Itchy Nuisance. It's a good build. It's a good build. It's positioned like Chosen One's going to be aggressive, but it has the elements to kite, and I really hope we get aggressive because I don't want to cast a kite game. I will do my job if I have to, but I want to see some fighting. I want to see some scrapping. For Gork, for Mork, for the Biggins. Let's see what's going on. It looks like the entire Beastman army is vanguarded except for the Gorbel and Torax. And they're currently trying to figure out where the other player is. It looks like the Beastmen are assuming the Greenskins will take this high ground position because the map's set up with 2 hills, and the Beastmen are assuming the Greenskins are setting up right there. But the Greenskins are taking a low ground position instead to try and juke out the other player. Yeah, Pug. Yeah, I wasn't disagreeing. I was just clarifying in case somebody thought I was being a bit of an asshole. It's like, no, it's just my opinion. You play how you want to play. I ain't hating. Killing Smalls hopes we have a wonderful day. Thank you, Killing Smalls. Thank you. Chosen One is better positioned. Builds-wise, I have no idea who's going to win this. Both have a lot of good elements. Both have a really... I think both these armies are super solid, and it's going to come down to execution. I don't see any real build advantage here. Alright. So the Greenskin Skirmishers are just advancing, trying to figure out some things. Now, Beastmen, I keep forgetting that their basic infantry are hidden. So Chosen One doesn't actually know where most of this army is. I mean, he can infer, but he is poking and prodding, making sure, because for all he knows, you know, there's a bunch of Beastmen up here coming down behind him. So he's probably going to be a little careful about that advance. Now some Orc Boar Chariots are going to get in there, start attacking some Archers, and they do a lot of damage to that Ungor Spearman herd, because what's not invisible is all the stuff that could stop the Orc Boar Chariots. And Chosen One knew they were out of position, knew he could get some free damage, and pull back. The Greenskin Force, realizing they have an advantage in the early game, as we've said before on this stream, they're not advancing, they're not doing anything, because this current situation favors them, they don't want to change it. Orc Boar Chariots are taking almost no damage from those archers, and it looks like some skirmish cav is going to counterfire a little bit, poke their heads in, but don't do too much damage. So far, a good start to the Greenskins and Chosen One's game plan. It looks like Killing Smalls is just trying to reorder their force, try to get everything back into a front line, and charge the Greenskins, all while doing it as quickly as possible because they're taking a bunch of fire while this is happening. These Centaurs are charging up, and I wonder if Chosen One's going to overextend with these Boar Chariots a little bit. They get a nice charge off, they do some good damage, and they're going to turn around, but Centaurs are right on their heels. Maybe they're going to get trapped up, and that could be a bad trade. But Centaurs are going to collide with their own back line and decide to pull out for the day. Cowboy Bob saying, oh man, Beastmen need to rotate a bit harder. Yep. I've been in Killing Small situation, though, when your build kind of depends on guessing where the enemy is deployed and you get it wrong. It is really stressful to reorganize everything on the fly like that. Torax the Brass Bull has finally got involved with some Savage Orcs, and it looks like a Gorbel is nearby. I think Torax and the Gorbel can beat these 2 River Troll Hags actually quite handily. Now, if the Spider is getting involved, that's going to be different, but Tuskor Chariots coming in, we all know that those boys can do a lot of damage, and they will get distracted by Orc Boar Chariots for a second. They don't get on top of the Spider. So now Torax and this Gorbel are going to try to get out of there, it seems. But never mind, Torax is coming back in. The Beastmen have finally engaged, and there's a big old blob here. If there was any kind of AoE damage spell, that would be menacing. It doesn't look like there is. These archers are a bit too piled on each other. Some of them are having a hard time firing, but if they got all focus fire down this shaman, that would be a good play for them. But the Beastmen Chariots won the chariot duel very handedly, and now they are coming in to flank. They're chopping up these areas, and the entire battle is coming down to what happens in this circle. Whoever wins this circle might just win the whole game. There's so many valuable assets tied up here. But unfortunately, the Ungor Raiders are just so on top of each other. They're having a really hard time shooting. That being said, Torix is laying down the smackdown on this Goblin Great Shaman on the Spider. They're already going to break. Both the River Trolls are going to break, and I hope there is good enough Tuskor play to chase them off. Beastmen take a very early advantage as the Greenskin front line is crumbling. Those Orc Boar Chariots ran into a bit of trouble with Centaurs in the backfield. Their Lord has taken a ton of damage. Their heroes have taken a ton of damage. And the Skirmish Cav are not carries. They can't carry this game. They can just be annoying. They're annoying support tools. Now the Chariots are chasing off the Goblin Great Shaman, and Archers are still firing into it. It looks like the Skirmish Cav is all going to try to engage on this massive pile of unprotected Archers now, and that will be a good play. These Centaurs have to come in and have to protect it, but it might be too little, it might be too late. There are so many Archers that you attack one. It's kind of a Vampire Coast strategy of guns defending guns. Archers defending Archers as they just fire into this pile of Wolf Riders. Can't possibly miss anything they're going for here. The edge of the map is coming up, and the Tuskor Chariots are right on top of that Shaman. I don't think it's coming back. Torix and the Doom Bull, Gorbull, keep doing that, are perfectly healthy. It looks like these Raiders are going to be secured in the back. It looks like there's enough chaff and other things to peel and protect for them. And Killing Smalls played well. Almost a slip up there. Almost the Shaman could rally, but it looks like the Tuskors did get on top quick enough. Balance Power is going heavily against Chosen One, and it looks like we will go to Game 5. Game 5 between Killing Smalls and Chosen One. Most likely. I am calling it a little bit early, but it is looking pretty one-sided here for the Beastmen. Traderkin coming down is going to do a lot of damage here. Take out those Savage Orcs, probably take out those Goblins, and mostly at this point you're just fighting for the balance of power to go into army losses. You're not really fighting to kill everything at this point. Torix the Brass Bull with his fire attacks will destroy giant River Troll Hags since they are weak to fire with their regeneration. He is getting a lot of damage down, and army losses will kick in. And we're going to Game 5, ladies and gentlemen. We're going the distance. Very nicely played there from these two. I will update the score really quick while the black screen continues. And we'll get into it. Torix Brass Bull only got 600 value. Tuskor Chariot Caster got about 1600. Gorbull got 700-ish. Frontline did okay, just did frontline stuff. Ungor Raiders all struggled to pay for themselves, but got the damage in they needed to. Tuskor Chariots got good value. And it's always so hard that the damage value is spread out, but also with a low leadership faction, a lot of them run away rather than dying, so the values don't look that great. River Troll Hags had a hard time paying themselves. The Shaman did actually pretty well considering how quickly he got gooned out. Savage Orc Biggins paid almost for themselves. Orc Boar Chariots did okay. Ooh, that one really struggled. And Skirmish Cav did fine, but not enough to carry the whole game. GG, well played. Last map, Killing Smalls, pick 3, ban 1 you haven't banned yet. You banned Dwarves, VC, and what did they ban versus High Elves? They banned Beastmen. Alright. So Chosen One still has, I'll get the blocker out, don't worry. Chosen One still has Beastmen for the 5th game, and they are a very strong faction right now. I don't know if Chosen One plays them, but maybe. Zero saying it looks like Beastmen equal Bestmen. It really looked like the Beastmen were in trouble considering the initial army movement and engage. Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, there was that one pocket fight where just everything that mattered to the Greenskins was involved, and all the Ungor Raiders just turned and fired on that area. The Goblin Great Shaman took a ton of damage from all the arrows, plus the leadership debuff of arrows falling on top of your head, and he ran away. But that was kind of the thing. Hank Cyrus, usually correct. But I did say no race can be picked or banned twice, unless in one of the 3 chosen in the final game. So for the rules I wrote in Challenge, this is how we're doing it, and we're going to stay consistent. you know, my pick and ban 5 was a little different because I don't know how long you were here, Hank Cyrus, but I did pick 1, ban 2, pick 1, ban 2 for game 2. Then for game 3 and 4, it's pick 1, ban 1. And then for game 5, it's pick 3 and ban 1. You can't ban any of the ones used previously. Ulrich, we're really not doing that. Will you ban killing Smalls like you banned Arkin? He called to kill Small. That's pretty close to Arkin and Voidlaw's team name. That is not at all similar. Arkin's team name was about an ongoing political case in which 2 Russians murdered an innocent man. If that's true, it's ongoing. But that is bringing politics into a video game. Killing Smalls could be referring to dwarves. It's not 2 specific names of political killers. It is very different. We're not starting this. Also on my stream, his name is just RTKS name, so that's not even, doesn't even apply. Doesn't even apply. I don't know if it was a joke, Hank Cyrus, but I have gotten a lot of messages from the pro-Arkin crowd not enjoying my decision. But I explained my decision on the Discord. I laid out all my facts. So. I thought he was a fan of Biggie Smalls. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe killing Smalls is Biggie Smalls. Do you know? Maybe his death was faked. Or it's a Sandlot reference. Which one a joke? Arkin's one or Smalls one? I'm pretty sure... Wait, no. I'm pretty sure Hank Cyrus was saying that Ulrich Rahl was making a joke, and I couldn't tell, but... I'm just not... I'm not going to leave any gray area about that. My argument for the Arkin thing is all in the Discord. You can go see it. It's very, very thorough. Oh, you're killing me, Smalls? Yeah, I do know that reference. I never saw the movie it was in relation to. Maybe he killed Biggie Smalls as vengeance for Tupac. I don't really listen to any of Tupac's music either. Hannidan, summarize what happened in the tournament or summarize what happened with the drama? Yeah, I can summarize what happened on the tournament. If you want to know what happened with the drama, just go to the Discord. There's a whole section for it. It's called the Arkin Decision. Or the Arkin Drama. I forget which one. Yeah, it's the Arkin Drama. It's all there. I am going to go for just 1 second. Oh, okay. I was gonna go in the RTK Discord and message Smalls and be like, "You here?" But they were typing in public. Ban Wood Elves. Okay. So we have Bretonia, Dark Elves, Warriors of Chaos, banning Wood Elves. Hey, it's Murphalurf. Murphalurf, how you doing? You've been mentioned on the stream once or twice, because you have a tournament tomorrow. If you want to plug any details for that in the chat, go ahead. Go ahead. Murphalurf streams on Twitch. Might someday come over to the light side of YouTube, but for now streams on Twitch. Cool dude, chill atmosphere. If you like my kind of format of casting where I'm really laid back and make a lot of jokes, he's the type of guy for you. If you want something more serious, well then I don't know why you're here, because I'm not very serious either. Alright, Tower of Hoeth, Wood Elves banned. Bretonia, Dark Elves, and Warriors of Chaos. I don't know. I think Dark Elves and Warriors of Chaos can answer Beastmen okay. I feel like Sartorial Final Trans might just be too good. So I don't know if Chosen One can pick Beastmen comfortably. Now, they are a good faction. If he does, I would ban Dark Elves because Killing Smalls hangs out with Ice Power a lot and probably has a good build. And we saw Ice Power play Lunacy, and that was Dark Elves versus Beastmen, and Ice Power wrecked it. So definitely I would not take Beastmen into Dark Elves at all. At all. Plus, Morathi Double Manticore is just inherently good against what the Beastmen want to do. Low leadership, but they want to fight you. Morathi debuffs all your stats. Manticore jumps in, lowers your leadership, kills you. It's not a good time. Dark Elves Bretonia beat Beastmen. Chaos is even. Oh, so Bretonia's... I didn't think Beastmen... I thought Beastmen beat Bretonia before the DLC. But maybe I'm just dumb. I could be dumb. Throwing Axes was pretty good. I mean, it was even. An even matchup, but Beastmen could do well with... Ooh, Chosen One picking Chaos, banning Dark Elves, forcing either a Bretonian into Chaos game or Chaos into Chaos Mirror. Alright, Chosen One. And we saw, he played Chaos against Bob Tresh, and it wasn't easy, but he did win it pretty handedly, so clearly Chosen One knows his way around Chaos. That is a good pick. What to do. I hate when this happens to me. If I was in Killing Small's position, I hate when they ban one of mine, pick a different one of mine, and force either the mirror or a bad matchup. Because, like, I never get to practice the mirrors. You know? When do you run into that? Swarm your infantry and archers too fast, even though the cycle charges get off. Maybe I always found the knights ran over Centicorps and Besticores. Oh, yeah. If you take... Cyrus, if you take the fights, yeah, it's pretty bad, but I think Beastmen can kite Bretonia pretty okay. Cygors could even be good. And it looks like Killing Smalls is going to opt into the Chaos Mirror. Alright, I hope we see double Mirror Guard so we could have a mirror. That would be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. Okay. What do we have? I have a blocker up, excellent, because the builds are being made right in front of me, and that would be bad on the final game of a final. But it is Killing Smalls, a relatively new player to the community, not a new player to the game, because they are excellent players. And Chosen One, a legendary player. Been here since the time of old, a frequent on the channel of Turin. A Skavenbane in a world where Skavenbanes are not appreciated. Zero, I bet you're happy with the Chaos Mirror. It's just more party for you. Good to know. I thought Brett did decent versus Lizardman. I mean, like, it could have been even before the patch, but I think after the patch, it's definitely Beastmen favored. Sorry, because Tuskors are really good. They trade up. Wargors are good on their chariots. Taurox is a good lord to add into the mix. The Beastmen finally got Feral Manticores. They got more tools there. The Gorgon's decent. It can get shot by a lot of archers, so it's not common, but you have to plan for it at least in case it does show up. You know. So Beastmen just got more tools. So what I assume is Sigvald and Chaos Warrior great weapons. I guess that's what you bring in every matchup, though. Maybe. I'm guessing we're going to see 6 Skirmish Cav fighting 6 Skirmish Cav for a while. It'll probably be like one player will go like 2 Horsemen, 4 Horse Masters, and the other one will go like 3 and 3 or something. Maybe some Throwing Axes, because the Throwing Axes, it's tough. It's tough, because if you go Throwing Axes, you're taking a huge hit in your Skirmish game, fighting other Skirmish Cav. But if you can get to the infantry fight, Throwing Axes will be better against a lot of what Chaos brings. So it's tough. It's tough. Oh, I've had to go to the bathroom for the last hour and a half, but we're on the last game, so I think I'm just going to chill. How long have we been going? This tournament started at noon. It's 5. We've been going 5 hours. Who messaged me? Jexy has landed in the Discord. Welcome, Jexy. Alright. Alright. Whoa. Okay. That build changed. I think Killing Smalls was was building a different build and now just loaded one because it all of a sudden all the units went away and a brand new thing came up. So they must know something I don't. Alright. You had my dogs carry a game. I like taking a pair. Yeah, dogs are good. Dogs are good. I wonder, what do, Cyrus, what do you use the dogs for? Because I traditionally think of dogs as getting on, like, archers and stuff, but Chaos doesn't really have that. I would be curious to hear what you take them for. Brett was hard countering before the DLC. Guess I've been hanging around, like, deadly bunnies too much. Yeah. I got what you were saying, Hanadins. Hard counters Beastmen. I don't know. I've seen Beastmen do pretty well. Pretty well. But now with the DLC, they'll certainly do great. But yeah, it was mostly throwing axes. If you tried to Mino Rush, because I can see what you're saying. I just disagree. But like Mino Rush would be countered by Knights of the Realm, which are pretty cheap and easy to get. Chaos Spawn would be countered by Knights of the Realm and really cheap poison arrows that can do a lot of damage to them because Chaos Spawn are unarmored. Oh, Faye can dray down a lot of things and lower stats, but usually the type of play I saw that did well versus Bretonnia was like a ton of Centaurs with throwing axes, a Cygor, some dogs, and like Centaurs and stuff. Centaurs are great weapons mostly. Like, it was taking the mobile game. It wasn't taking a monster rush or anything. It was a lot of kite. You take dogs to help the Marauder Cav and poison them? Yeah, that could be good. Alright, we're into our last game. Let's go. Tower of Hoeth, Chaos Mirror. Neither faction can say that this map was favored for the other guy, because they have the same thing. Last game. And we'll see how much of a mirror it is. I know my prediction about the skirmish cav was going to be right on one side. Unless you changed the build just before we started, but I did see Killing Smalls had 6 ol' skirmish cav. Okay, we have horsemen throwing axes, horsemen throwing axes. So 4 and 2, throwing axes and regular horsemen. Not the Horsemasters horseman mix I would have thought. And that's in the trees. I'll wait for that to come out before I cast it real quick. For Killing Smalls, we also have a Chaos Sorcerer of Death with just Spirit Leech and Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows with just Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma for the slow and damage. We have Sigvald the Magnificent with Stand Your Ground, well, Stand or Die, and it looks like his armor that heals him. We have Chaos Marauders with great weapons across the front line with the Mirror Guard on a far flank, and Chaos Marauders without great weapons on the backfield at the moment. 1 unit of Forsaken up front. Is there another one? Did you take 1 unit of Forsaken? Okay. We have the Weird Spawn, Chaos Spawn in the back for armor sundering properties, maybe to help the Forsaken out a little bit. I don't know if they have armor piercing. Where did you go? Where did you go, my Forsaken friends? There you are. Yeah, they don't have armor piercing, so the Weird Spawn would be good to pair up with them. Otherwise, a pretty simple build. 1 Chaos Feral Manticore in the sky. A lot of spread out things, not a single focus, meaning, you know, Killing Smalls' build can't react. For Chosen One, we have 2 Marauder Horsemasters up front. It looks like 2 Marauder Horsemen, but no other skirmish, so he's going with only 4. We have 3 Chaos Warhounds. All of them have poison. Chaos Marauders, Mirror Guard, Chaos Marauders, and Chaos Marauders. And then we have Armored Chaos Trolls and normal Chaos Trolls in the back. Where is Butcherbird? Somebody get Butcherbird. He would love this. And we have Archaon the Ever-Chosen here to punch Sigvald in his stupid Slaneshi face. Archaon's here to just claim the Warriors of Chaos for himself. This is the Ever Chosen. He has Fireball and Burning Head. Alright, this is going to be spicy. They're going to be spicy. These are two very different builds, which I'm happy to see. This is nice. This is nice. What are they waiting for me for something? No. No, good. There's no real breaks here. These armies are both totally fine, right? 6 skirmish cav, 6 360, so 4 skirmish cav, only 4 360. Yep, everybody's fine. We're good. Armored troll hype. Somebody get bird. Fact all message bird. It looks like Killing Smalls is still just organizing their thing. In game 5 of finals. Alright. We have now harassed Bird, then we went under the map for a brief second, and now we are back. And the game has started, so it looks like the skirmish cav up on the hill for Killing Smalls are going to immediately pull back. I don't know why they're pulling back. You have 6 and they have 4. Just take the fight and probably win it. I don't know where these two are going. That is a very confusing decision to me. Maybe they just were closer than they wanted to be and wanted to reassess the situation before taking it. I don't know. Oh, it's the 4 horsemen pulled the throwing axes back because they didn't want them to take damage during the skirmish phase. Sigvald's going to pull back a little bit so he doesn't get poked down too easily here. But the front line's already super, super close. And I think if Killing Small realizes what's going on, they'll probably pull away. Because you don't really want to fight the trolls. You kind of want to punish your skirmish advantage. But it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Both Chaos armies are kind of jockeying for position. Both are assessing the other one as quickly as they can, trying to figure out, do I win here or do I lose here? Chosen One pulling back a little further, liking the damage he's getting on these Chaos Marauders with great weapons, not really keen on taking any fight before then. But Killing Smalls is trying to trade back a little bit, getting on top of these Chaos Marauders, but it looks like a lot of the shots are missing, weirdly enough. And now they're starting to do some decent damage, but that was not an ideal use of ammunition. So Chaos Marauders are trying to fight the Mirror Guard. That's interesting. Hey, but the other Mirror Guard's here. Maybe the Mirror Guard will fight the Mirror Guard after all. Armored Trolls get right... Oh, just normal Chaos Trolls. Normal Chaos Trolls get right on top of these Marauders with great weapons, immediately rout them, and that is a bad time. But the Skirmish Cav is now shooting the Trolls, and the Trolls are having a bad time. So a lot of trading going on there. The frontline fight so far has gone poorly for the blue team, but the blue team is the one pushing for it. They're pushing in, and they really just want to fight something. They want to stay on top of it so the Skirmish Cav can freely shoot the Chaos Trolls. One Feral Manticore dives in. It is going to be rampaged very quickly here, and it's going to fight Archaon, which is not what it wants to do. It is already down to about half health, and the dogs are bouncing out to try and get on top of the Skirmish Cav. The Skirmish Cav are trying to stand their ground and throw into the Chaos Trolls while they can, relying on... doesn't matter. Burning Head coming in, and that's going to be an excellent cast by Chosen One. It looks like it's going to hit a ton of units, and it nukes down 2 different units there. Does some tertiary damage to other ones, but all 3 of the Chaos Warhounds rout. So a bit of an even trade there, battlefield control-wise. The Mirror Guard are now getting in to fight the Mirror Guard. Yes! What we all wanted to see. I would zoom in and watch it the whole game if this wasn't a final of a serious tournament. So I will resist, but man, I want to go watch that. Okay, Archaon is running around fighting over here alongside his Chaos Trolls, trying to keep him in the fight, but the Weird Spawn will come in. The Weird Spawn are unbreakable, and you can see these Trolls definitely aren't. They are going for a ride, and that ride is called running away. Forsaken on the side, trying to flank on these Trolls, probably knock them out of the fight so they can't regen and come back later. Sigvald and his Mirror Guard are winning this fight, so it looks like the red Chaos troops will pull away. And I think Killing Smalls is off to a bit of a tactical lead at this moment. They've lost a lot of chaff, but the red team has lost better units than chaff. You know, the Trolls are super damaged, dogs are super damaged, and I don't think Sigvald will care if some Chaos Marauders don't come back. Alright. Throwing axes are getting on top of the armored Chaos Trolls. Very good attention to detail there. I personally, in the game, would probably just think they're all the same thing. But Killing Smalls is very, very adeptly getting the throwing axes on top of the armored Trolls. That is a good trade. And over here we have some red units breaking. The balance of power is dead even, but I am very concerned about Chosen One at the moment. Ooh, some Forsaken are overextending here, though. If they can get rear charged, maybe the dogs even come in and help out a little bit. Maybe that can break them off and get them out of here. That would be a good catch for Chosen One. Chosen One thought about coming out here to fight with the Skirmish Cav, but the dogs are so low on leadership, they'd probably just lose the melee fight anyway. Chaos Marauders are holding off some super wounded units on the left flank, but that's honestly not going to affect the battle too much. We will ignore it. Trolls are routing, and that's been the story of the Trolls this whole game. They've just been routing away. They can't stand and fight like they want to. I would be very curious to ask Chosen One what they were for. Maybe for Chaos Warriors that just aren't here. The red team skirmish cav is super alive, though. And that could be critical in this game. They all have tons of health, they have decent ammunition, and the blue team has either damaged skirmish cav or almost out of ammo, but they actually do have comparable ammo now that I look at it. They will be fine. One of the Mirror Guard is getting slain by the other Mirror Guard and Prince Sigvald. Sigvald himself coming in and telling the Mirror Guard, "You have abandoned me, you have betrayed me, and now you will die." Rawr, spooky chaos voice. The 5 skirmish cav over here of the blue team are going to advance, and it looks like pretty much all they have left on the field is those skirmish cav and the weird spawn and their heroes. A lot of their infantry are too tattered to do anything. For Chosen One, we have the 4 chaos. Everything's chaos. I just ignore that part. We have the Marauder Horsemen and Horsemasters. They're decently damaged, but they're doing okay. We have Archaon himself and some trolls trying to regen on the high ground, get what health they can before they're forced to engage. Mirror Guard have shattered. I wonder how Archaon's doing on mana. I've only seen one big burning head. I imagine he has plenty of mana left. I haven't seen that many fireballs. Even if I missed them, there can't have been that many that he's out of mana. For the blue player, his spells are very subtle. So I could imagine that I've missed some Spirit Leech and Miasmas, but they're both so cheap that I imagine he also has a lot left in the tank. And if he does, I would Spirit Leech Archaon on cooldown. The Archaon might have some magic resist. I don't actually know that offhand. The dogs think about rear charging there, but they're going to immediately pull away as soon as the skirmish cav come. As you can see, they're so low that even 1 or 2 volleys is going to rout off that one. And that dog unit is very low. The balance of power is still dead even, but as I've said this whole game, I think the blue team is in a tactical advantage. I think Chosen One is doing his best, but ooh, this could be a big turning point. The Chaos Sorcerer of Death gets rear charged by Archaon with no support around it. Archaon is not of slouch in combat, but he's going to immediately pull away as 4 skirmish cav all run up to punish him on that advance, and a Spirit Leech also does some good damage. Everything is chaos. Yes, Murphalife. Mana, what is this, D&D? I don't know. I don't want to say Winds of Magic. I'm in the middle of this. Alright. Marauder Horsemen are almost out of ammunition for the blue team. For the red team, they're about in the same boat, so we're pretty soon going to get out of this skirmish phase. There was a big clash with the front lines. Both front lines took a lot of damage, and then both players decided they were done with that shit. Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma used there. I don't know about that. It's more useful for the slow than the damage. It's not as good as a Spirit Leech damage-wise, I don't think. So I feel like that was a little aggressive with the mana that's left. Somebody messaged me, but it's not about the final, so I'll check it later. The Burning Head coming down from Archaon that we mentioned earlier. Again, I mean, Chosen One's a great player, obviously. So maybe there's something I don't know, but that also seemed a little premature on a Burning Head, on a force that wasn't engaged in anything, so they could easily move out of the way. I wonder what the reasoning was there, because I'm sure there was something. Skirmish cav fighting other skirmish cav, just trying to get this on the way. And we can see one of these troll units is super healthy. The other ones are still struggling a bit on health and leadership, but one of them has regened up very, very nicely. I think it's only missing 1 model, because I think they start with 12. We have 11, we have 8, we have 8, and we have 7. I don't know about using all your skirmish cav ammo this early. You probably wanted to save some of that for the trolls, especially these throwing axes. They are trying to rout off the dogs, and that is a decent play, but I just think the trolls are going to be your big problem in this. That's about it for the skirmish cav. Killing Smalls has been baited by Chosen One, using these super low leadership dogs to try to bait out some ammunition. Doesn't really care if they live or die. And now we have 1 volley left from these horsemen. They probably have Fire at Will off at this point. You're going to have to use that for a leadership bomb on the trolls. From regular horsemen, it's not going to do any damage. I see something on my map over here. It's just routing units, so we don't really care about them. What's behind me? More routing units in the trees? Okay. So what you see is what you get on this field mostly. Chosen One's getting very aggressive with Archaon. I think he was trying to bait out that last salvo from the Marauder Horsemen, but he's also getting very involved. A Burning Head down this area. As I was going to say it, it is happening, but it looks like Killing Smalls will dodge a lot of that, and now Archaon is still fighting Sigvald in melee combat. It did turn out to be a good Burning Head. It looks like Killing Smalls couldn't dodge all of it, but that was risky. That was a very risky play from Archeon, and currently it's paying off. If he can get out of here right now, then that will be a very good play. He will get out, and that is excellent. The Weird Spawn are fighting dogs, and the dogs are going to extremely quickly break. With that one breaking, this one will probably also rout due to the leadership penalty of a nearby unit routing. And that was a wild little trade. A bunch of units broke, and Archeon got a very nice burning head. But all in all, we still have Sigvald, we still have both casters. The Mirror Guard are very healthy, and the Weird Spawn are here to sunder down some armor. Balance power is going slightly against the blue team. I still favor them, considering everything that I see here. That it's looking pretty good for the blue team. Oh boy. Chosen One is just buying all the time he can to regen these trolls. And that is a good play. That is a good play. Sorry, another message. I'm paranoid that someone's going to message me. This is illegal, by the way, for this reason, so I keep checking them. But I should have confidence that these players know what they're doing, and I would spot any cheating or anything. Blue team's fulfilling the attacking rule by trying to attack this Marauder Horseman. Red team is fulfilling the attacking rule by chasing down those throwing axes. Got it. So both people are fine. Both people are fine. Sigvald has perfect vigor, but the rest of this army doesn't. I wouldn't hate it if you just stopped moving to rest your army if you're not going to engage. But it looks like Killing Small is going to try to engage, try to stop the regen that's been coming in this whole time. And what rallied in the backfield? I can't see jack shit in this forest. What is that? That's a very healthy unit. Marauder Horsemasters with plenty of health. Probably chasing a Shattered unit is why I can't see it. Anything else in these woods? Marauder Horsemasters again. So there's 2 Horsemasters on the flank with no ammunition. Okay. Alright. So the Weird Spawn with their armor sundering will be good against the armored Chaos Trolls. You can see these Chaos Trolls, the ones with 11 models that we mentioned earlier, they're almost up to full health. That's pretty good. Weird Spawn going on vacation. Blue spell fuel equals mana. Yeah. Archie roasting his best boys. Yeah. I'm just checking the chat while everybody walks at each other. Anticity wins games with just doggos. You should care if they live or die. Yeah, but chaos. Chaos be chaos. Not worth the damage on Archeon, says Cowboy Bob. I could agree. If you can get another Burning Head, it'd be huge. I don't know, but I'm sure he has mana left for it. Yeah, probably. I know I am not casting what's immediately happening in this game, but it's a lot of, hey, Chaos is walking at Chaos, and they're repositioning. But now we actually will get into it. And Sigvald is very far up. It looks like he wants to take the charge on the chest and let his other units get in a little bit after. But there's a Burning Head coming here. Smalls has to know that. And he does split off some units, but you can't pile up everything in one exact location. One nice, easy, Burning Headable line or something. Otherwise, that will be very bad from Archeon. Now, the thing for Chosen One is he has to be very careful. If his Burning Head touches any of the trolls, the leadership debuff will maybe cause them to break. We can see it is coming in. It does do a little bit of damage to some of the Chaos Marauders, but otherwise it's going okay. And now we're down to the bump and grind. The Weird Spawn are fighting. They're unbreakable. They're not going anywhere. Sigvald's pretty much unbreakable, but the Mirror Guard are wavering. I wonder if there was a stand or die off cooldown. I didn't see it popped in a long time, so I have to imagine it was there. Killing Spalls may be holding on to that too long. If we see it come out in the next about 10 seconds, then it was definitely off cooldown and should have used it. And now we are just down to Sigvald, and Chosen One had a great end game there. Nice surround, nice Burning Head, played it very carefully, made sure none of his units were going to get fucked up by that Burning Head, and that is great stuff. The Weird Spawn are getting dragged down. At this point, there are 4 units of trolls, Archeon himself, some chaff. I think Sigvald's going to die. I think Sigvald is indeed going to die. I have a hard time seeing him coming back from this. But we'll see. Sigvald's worked some miracles in the past. Alright, the Weird Spawn are all gone. It's just Siggy. It's just Siggy. Chosen One is trying to kill off these units to trigger army losses. And it looks like Sigvald will be left to hold his own. So now the game is, can you get army losses without Sigvald killing your trolls to keep it from being army losses? And Chosen One's just going to pull away and chase down routing units to try to do that. And that Chaos Sorcerer of Death rallies while being chased by Horse Masters. Because reasons. And Jay Phoenix has explained to me a million times how this works. I know that's a thing. I still disagree that it's a good thing. Apparently units can rally even when they're being chased if their balance of power is significant enough. Like if the game would go into army losses without them, sometimes they could just rally, but I think it's dumb. Anyway, he is getting slapped by Archie. His rally will not be very long-lived, it appears, and Sigvald is fighting a bunch of horsemen. Chosen One pulling back, keeping all of his trolls up here, getting even more regen with them. Some of them are even close to heal capping. And Chosen One is not messing around. He gave up 2 games in this 5-game series, and that is it. He is playing this as carefully and as close to the chest as he can, taking every advantage he can. He will not let this slip away. He's charging the Mirror Guard who have come back. He's just ignoring Sigvald. He's leaving some Horsemasters there to die at his hand. Doesn't care otherwise. Some Horsemen for the blue team have come back, but they're going to be recharged by Trolls, and it looks like army losses is affecting Sigvald here, and he will go, and that'll be it. Odium Chosen One, winning our tournament, the second qualifier to join Ice Power Total War in the finals later in life. We will have 2 more qualifiers before then. I think both of them will be on weekends, so more people can play. One in the North American time zone and one in a European-friendly time zone. Today's event was in a European-friendly time zone, but it did go 5.5 hours, so I imagine it's pretty late for you people over there. Extremely fun last series. GG to Chosen One. GG, well played, and he will be our winner. The rest of you, get out of here, you rascals. Shoo. Shoo. Get out of here. Alright. That was a good stream. Love you guys. I'm probably going to stream tomorrow and do a replay thing. If you weren't here before, I did explain it. I'll pull it up one last time as we're on our way out here. Bingo card. Boom. I'll cast replays until I get bingo on this card. And I don't know all these things are in replays. I've never seen them before. So, hopefully I get 5 of them in a row and I can stop casting at some point, but we'll see. Until then, you all take care. And thanks for joining me today. Goodbye. I'm going to end the stream now. I'm going to hit the end button. It's right there. End button.